Go! This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Happy Halloween! It is Overreaction Monday, October 31st, 2022. This sports show starts right now. Football is what we talk about. More specifically, the Professional American Football League that just wrapped up its Week 8 NFL. Professional American Football League Sunday. Now the Professional American Football League will finish its 8th week of its riveting prime-time schedule as the Cincinnati Football Club travels to Cleveland to take on Cleveland's football club. And a lot of people might be asking, Pat, on this particular Halloween, why are you talking the way that you're talking about the league that you've talked about for the last 3 years? Well, the reason why I'm doing so is because even though we currently have a rights deal with NFL Films that costs us millions and millions of dollars, we have been informed this morning that we are no longer allowed to use any of their logos on any of our graphics. For instance, this Monday evening football game that the Professional American Football League is putting on ESPN, I think I'm allowed to say. On ESPN, I think I'm allowed to say. The graphic looks like this for this evening, okay?
Hell yeah.
So this is is what our graphics will be going forward. I drew Joe Burrow. Okay, I think I did a pretty good job. That was their all-white Tiger Bengal outfit.
That's sweet.
The other 3 drawings were done by the one, the only, the artist that is Boston Connor. Boston, I see Trey Hendrickson down there. I see Myles Garrett. I see Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, Myles Garrett not saying anything. You and me decided to go a little bit more social with the Cincinnati team. That's because they're all business tonight. Ain't that right?
Exactly. Nameless, grayless faces for the Browns because they understand when you're playing in the Professional American Football League, you can't get ahead of yourself and start thinking about the other team, Pat.
Isn't that incredible? We can still run,
Highlights.
plays.
Sure.
We can still run plays because we paid not 1.
What?
Not 2.
What?
Not 3.
What?
Over $4 million to be able to do as such. But we got word this morning, not allowed to use any logos on any graphics. Okay, so that makes sense. It's been great doing business with you. I'm happy we have covered your league in the way that we have for the last few years. I'm appreciative of the league and everything it's done. I don't think we've really touched on many subjects that we could have dabbled into, and I think we'll do that this offseason for sure.
Yeah, sure.
You know, things that I know a lot about, that my friends know a lot about, like insurance and CTE and concussions and everything like that. I think we can find some people to chat about, to learn more about what the NFL should be held accountable for and what they shouldn't be held accountable for, because I thought the entire deal with the NFL, the Professional American Football League.
Right.
I am so sorry that I wanted to get involved with was making the game celebrated. Hey, let's talk about all the positive that happens with the Professional American Football League as opposed to the positive. Because I was very lucky and blessed to be inside that locker room with a lot of incredible human beings who I got to see a bunch of them just yesterday as Tarek Glenn went into the Ring of Honor. Never played with Tarek Glenn. I was never on that team. I was at the later end of that entire generation, that era, the Peyton Manning one. So I was never got a chance to be a teammate with him or anybody else. But seeing those guys getting a chance to kind of catch up with the Dallas Clarks, and I seen Ryan Lilja there, didn't get a chance to chat with him. Gary Brackett was in the building, Edgerrin James. Saw Marvin Harrison Sr. again, great to chat with him because Marvin Harrison Jr., best wide receiver in college football. It's been a cool little dabbling. Obviously Peyton and Marlon and everybody, Jeff Saturday, the whole crew. It was great to see. But that is why, you know, we have chosen to do what we have done for the Professional American Football League, because I was very lucky to be around a lot of great fucking humans that did a lot of great things, not only for the community, and inspired an entire group of people here in Indianapolis to become a football culture and everything like that, but because the game for my entire life has been something that has set the standard in with the town in which I live. In Pittsburgh, where I grew up, they have a Pittsburgh football team.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
That particular team, for my household that I lived in and grew up with, set the tone on whether or not we were happy for a week the entire fall. So I wanted to celebrate everything that was the Professional American Football League. We did so in a fashion I guess we're not supposed to, even though we paid millions and millions of dollars to the league, played in the league, nominee for the Hall of Fame of the league. can't have any logos on the graphics because obviously some lawyer in that building is a fucking dipshit. Nonetheless, we shall move on chatting about the Professional American Football League and what happened just yesterday. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Ty, are you guys dead? Holy shit. Or are the Buffalo Bills an unstoppable wagon at this point? I was watching that game last evening, and watching Josh Allen play football is spectacular.
Yeah.
Whenever you see Josh Allen play, you think to yourself, God damn, I wish that guy was on my particular team. I know there's numerous guys in the league that we say that about. Patrick Mahomes is another one, and we could go through the entire list. But whenever you go to a game, and Sam Ehlinger, I think, may be a good guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think may be a guy in the NFL. He's going to have to learn how to play, professional American football.
Right.
He's going to have to learn how to play that in a particular fashion quickly in the middle of a season with a team that hadn't really done a lot of good things. I think he showed a lot of promise. I think he showed a lot of hope. I love him and Alec. Him and Alec might be the next Peyton and Marv for the next 10 years here in Indianapolis. What is that team going to do going forward? Will be interesting to watch what Jim Irsay does, but then you watch the Buffalo Bills play, and you see Josh Allen. He seems to be everything that we thought Cam Newton was going to be.
Yeah.
Not that Cam Newton didn't have an incredibly successful career. I think he did. I'm one of Cam Newton's biggest fans, supporters. You can go back and check the tapes if you want to. But Cam Newton, whenever you first saw him, he was bigger, stronger, faster than everybody else on the field. Not just because he's at the most important position is that spectacular. It's the fucking NFL. There's very impressive humans that are walking around NFL football Professional American Football League fields. So he was the biggest, the strongest, the fastest, and he was at the most important position. Now, he obviously went on to have some success. I think he had some injuries that kind of slowed him down. Josh Allen is the living embodiment of that.
Yeah.
And it was just a couple years ago. We are allowed to show this.
Okay.
So we're allowed to show this particular.
You want me to blur out the faces?
No, we're allowed to. If we pause it, though, now we got to
Don't look.
Shit.
Make sure it's a moving part of
Needs
the
to be a
play.
moving
too.
Good Lord.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Thank you. I hope it's funny back there, folks. Hope you're having a time. Stop.
Shepherdizing us.
Jeez.
Lord.
Are we off YouTube yet?
No, well,
Not to be.
I'll be excited to see the reaction there. And also the thing that we paid for, the exclusive thing that we paid for, not allowed to post it on our social medias, but other people were allowed to rip it, post it on their social media, no problem at all.
Yeah. Okay.
What the fuck, dude? This is part of growing. This is part of growing as a business.
I guess.
This is about doing business with the Professional American Football League. This is part of doing business, you know? We got to do business how business has been done. So we will remember that whenever something pops up like another fucking terrible primetime football game.
Yeah.
You know, we will try to find the good in the light in all of it.
Yeah, of course.
But also, if you're just going to be like, fuck your show, basically, it's going to be hard to maintain that type of attitude. Nonetheless, Buffalo Bills are a fucking wagon, dude.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's unbelievable. He's faster. He's quicker. He seems to make every single throw if he wants to. He's not scared of a goddamn thing. McDermott's got a culture up there. Bean stuck with him. A couple years ago, Cam Newton was available. And I thought because Josh Allen had the same body type as Cam Newton, the same style of play, and at that point, Josh Allen was nowhere near what Josh Allen is now. And that's because of how hard Josh Allen works. Seems like he's the perfect fucking quarterback that you would want to have on your team. He works his ass off. He has gotten much better. He's all in. He's beloved, and he can make every single play. But there was a time when he wasn't that. Bean stuck with him. Bean came on this show and said, I want to build around this guy. He saw something in him that we weren't able to see maybe the first couple years. He invested in him, in the team, and it has paid off completely. Is that what your big takeaway from the night was? Or as a Packers owner, are you a little bit worried about potentially the team being bad this year and not being good at football?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. The Bills, I tweeted this last night. Like, obviously, the Bills' offense is unbelievable. Josh Allen is ridiculous. They are a top-tier offense. The Packers' defense is fucking atrocious. It sucks. It is so bad. They can't tackle. Like, it's almost like if you have a running back who's like kind of struggling, you're just praying that you got the Packers coming up because whoever it is in the backfield doesn't matter. They will rush for 100 yards. They will have so many yards after contact.
So you don't care that it's the Bills. Like, it's the Bills.
Well, so
like you guys were 10.5. You covered.
Yep.
Hey, way to go.
Good cover. Great team's cover.
Kind of fucked me a little bit, but I mean, certainly covered there. I mean, I had a big parlay. But.
Yeah. I mean, I understand it's the Bills, but, like, the Packers aren't the Lions. Like, I saw a lot of people, tweeting last night, like, hey, well, at least they didn't get blown out. It's like, well, what the fuck does that mean? Who cares? It's the Packers. Like, they shouldn't be getting blown out. And granted, they looked a little bit better, but I think it's tough because the score was very deceiving. Like, if the Bills would have wanted to just put their foot on the gas and really gone, they probably could have beat the shit out of the Packers. Like, the second half, they were kind of just dicking around, it seemed like. Like, Josh Allen throws 2 picks on 2 plays where, if that's a really close game, is he throwing that same pass? Who knows? I mean, we'll see. The Packers aren't dead yet, and the Bills are unbelievable. Like, and with how bad they've looked, I don't know if anyone could have expected them to go in and win last night. But it's just like things that were supposed to be so good and promising coming into the year are just terrible. The defense is really bad. The fucking offensive line sucks, and they're shuffling guys every single week, so like they can't get any continuity. We'll see. I mean, the trade deadline's tomorrow, and I earlier you're kind of talking yourself into like, hey, if they get a receiver or a couple pieces, like maybe that is the type of thing that really launches them. Like at this point, if you're trading for a receiver, like does that cover up all the glaring holes that you have? Like I don't know if it does. I think they need to make some kind of move because I don't think you can just say, okay, fuck it, we'll just go 8-9 and maybe the NFC is bad enough where we can squeak into a wild card. But I think it's very dangerous when, regardless of like who the team is this year, like this is still the Packers. Like you can't just act like you're the Lions all of a sudden because.
Well, that's what I was about to say because it sounds like we are all viewing the Packers in a way that the Packers fans do not want the Packers to be viewed at all.
You can't.
But there hasn't been much. That has been like, oh, that's the Packers. It's almost like whenever we're talking about the Buccaneers and everybody's talking about the 212s, Tom and Aaron. You give, I'm not going to say it. Because I don't need
we talked about this. This is 1,000% true. If fucking Rodgers had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and some of those guys, like, guess what? He'd be doing just fine.
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting thing because, Aaron is going to take all the brunt of this.
Yeah,
because he is Aaron. He just redid a deal. He is Aaron. He's the back-to-back MVP, so you got to talk about it. That team does not look fantastic. Now, they were able to cover, but they did not look fantastic. There's another team that none of us thought were going to win a game, right? I mean, maybe us, because on this particular show we have respect for it, but like the Cardinals go and play in Minnesota, and the Cardinals lose, and I saw obviously some people were pissed off about it, and Cardinals fans might overreact or whatever to it all. I still think D-Hop coming back's good. He makes an incredible play.
Massive.
I still think them losing by 8 in Minnesota to that Vikings team, I think it's not that bad. I think the Vikings are fucking good. I am a strong believer in the Minnesota Vikings. I think defensively, they're able to hawk the ball. You heard Patrick Peterson talk about how, this program that we just played against, the Arizona football team that we just played against, they had a lot of things to say about me being washed and me being done and me moving on. So us getting this win in the fashion that we did was awesome. And there might have been a helmet shot to D-Hop in the end zone that wasn't called, and then some other things that also took place on the internet. This Vikings team, though, I fucking love them.
Legit.
I love everything about them. I enjoy the way their games go. I enjoy watching them play. I like the way their defense hums around. I like everything about this Vikings team. They're electrifying on television, and they're very fucking good. And this is something that I don't think the NFL is ready to accept yet. I don't think the NFL, as a majority, the Professional American Football League.
Right.
Thank you. Jeez, please. That is something that we appreciate the Professional American Football League for allowing us to give them $4 million plus and not being able to use any of the logos on the graphic.
So you have to use that.
Thank you so much, Professional American Football
Thank you,
League.
PAFL.
Thank you, everybody in New York. You guys are so good, dude. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Guys.
It's an honor to talk about the Professional
Truly.
American Football League.
It is.
They know it too.
Oh, yeah.
Have to.
Exactly.
Yep.
Thank you so much for letting us pay you guys that for the rights.
Best.
Thank you so much. Fucking so nice of you guys.
Huge.
But the Professional American Football League fan base as a whole, I don't think is ready for the Vikings to be the Vikings.
Yeah.
The Vikings are really fucking good. And now that we're up, staring down week 9, which is half dead ass middle of the season, the Vikings appear to be a team. They appear to be an NFC wagon, just like the Eagles appear to be an NFC wagon. What they did to the Pittsburgh Steelers yesterday was demoralizing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cool. I know you guys are staring down probably a lost season, but your tweet at Tone Diggs, one half of the hammer, Dahn, Cowboys, about being a fan of a team that has no chance of making the playoffs. Is that what you learned about the Steelers yesterday? We got no shot for postseason play. And also follow up, are the Eagles legit? It seems like they took your soul from beginning to fucking end yesterday.
Sure, yeah, the Steelers, no shot. Absolutely no shot. I don't know how to deal with it. I'm not someone who's been a fan of a team for a long time that just stinks and you You just root for a stinky team all the time. I can't do it for the first time
You
ever.
think we're not mentally tough enough to do it? You think that's what it is?
No, I think we were spoiled probably. And just like, we talk about people who were raised in the cold in the north. Like, you're just spoiled if you're from the south and you don't have to deal with cold weather. Like, the people know how to deal with losing because they were raised in it. Okay? I wasn't raised in losing, so I don't know how to deal with it.
Are you talking about?
Well, yeah, like, those two.
It's well said. Builds grit.
But no, I mean, I can't take anything positive from the Eagles side yesterday. I mean, everyone does that. So
No, AJ Brown.
Unbelievable.
AJ Brown actually.
yeah, all the wide receivers have done that against Steelers this year. So.
Yeah, but that one, the first one, dog. I mean, just absolute pluck that thing out of Minka. We're Minka fans. Minka's a hell of a player, which is why this is even more impressive.
Yes.
Because A.J. Brown just went and got it. And then his next touchdown, he literally knocks down 2 Pittsburgh Steelers and points at them. Boom. No, this isn't the one. Third one, he points at both of them. It is unbelievable to think about how good this Eagles team is because the jump that they have made from see ya, both
There
of
it
you.
is.
See, you. Sorry about it. That's Pittsburgh, dude. That's Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wild.
And I don't know how everybody else around the world in the Professional American Football League fans feel. Pittsburgh's supposed to be a tough team, tough place, tough people from Pittsburgh. There's just a natural feeling of people in Pittsburgh, and everyone's more tough than the next person. Okay, you just stroll around downtown Pittsburgh every once in a while on the south side, you will realize that and experience it. I'm not saying that's everybody, but that is a pretty good portion of Pittsburgh people believe to be tough people. We're from a tough town. We do tough things. We're tough people.
What?
And the Steelers just got punked yesterday by the Philadelphia, who, those Johns, listen, I got respect for the Johns over there in Philadelphia, but Pittsburgh, Philly, like, that's something that's real in the state of Pennsylvania. 6 hours separate the two of them. They just got absolutely punked by the Eagles yesterday. I don't know how that can't be sitting well in Pittsburgh. And what do you think everybody's just thinking about? The future? Everybody's just thinking that the team's going to get better? Or is this your life now?
Forever. Gabe Davis did that to Minka.
Is
too,
this your
so
life now?
I don't know if that's impressive or not.
Oh, Gabe Davis not good at football.
Well, I mean, if everyone's doing it. I don't know. I guess it is my life. For the first time ever, I turned off the game yesterday because I'm indifferent to them now.
Oh, no.
Like,
That's even worse.
on the board. And now
no.
and now that you're indifferent, that's worse than even being mad or pissed. Like, Ty's pissed off at the Packers. I'm indifferent. That's terrible.
You've quit on them. You don't even show them any emotion.
Man.
It's like whenever, you'll get into like a conversation with somebody and you'll be passionate about it. And then you just get to the point, I don't even give a fuck.
Yeah, fuck it, you win.
That's not good. That's not good for that conversation, the situation, or anything in there.
No, it's not.
Whenever you just mail it in and just like, I got no hope here. I'm saying, I did it with this studio. It happened a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, there ain't nothing. I'm going to stop getting upset about everything that was supposed to. There's another massive investment of things that weren't supposed to happen.
Yeah, shit.
Jeez. People are going to look back on my decisions and they're going to say they're the bad one. I would like to say the intent was good, though, I think.
Oh, yeah.
There was a plan. So when this all backfires and everybody talks about it later, there was at one point a decision that was made in there. But whenever the things were all going wrong every single day, something new, I was like, I just got to the point where I'm like,
Who cares?
I can't even care. There's nothing I can do about this anymore. I got to stop letting it kind of eat away at me. If that's how you are about the Pittsburgh Steelers already, we're only going into week 9 of the
What am I supposed to do?
What's going to happen next year?
Oh, next year we fucking win the Super Bowl.
Oh, man, I hope.
Oh, you're going to go 10 and
We're gonna get-
7 in a
get-
playoff win?
Boom. We're gonna get Skoronski.
Oh, no, John. No. John, are you Foxy?
No, you heard me say Super Bowl, not fucking 10-7.
Okay, but then we'll see.
Get Skoronski at left tackle and fucking everything is fucking solved. We are back, baby. Kenny Pickett's telling the team they need to fucking try harder. That's a leader. Okay, he's the leader for
That's
the
a
future.
problem, though. Teams not trying hard in the professional American
Well,
football.
that's because why would you try hard for a coordinator that doesn't know his ass from a fucking hole in the
I saw him
wall?
get creative.
Yeah, Claypool threw a touchdown.
Yeah, he did a little.
Yeah, we had that in our high school playbook too. Okay, like
It worked.
touchdown.
sure.
Derek Watt.
Appreciate you, Matt Canada.
Yeah.
Good call, Matt.
Hell yeah.
Way to get creative down there in the
No,
red zone.
no, fuck that. Don't give that guy any goddamn
No, he's
praise.
creative.
he's genius.
Matt Canada.
Every single game, we got linemen taking illegal man downfield penalties. All we do is run screen
you
plays.
watch the
How
end
are
of
you
the
going to
game?
run downfield?
Did you watch the end of the game? See,
I mean,
I had to drive down. I had to drive down to go see Sam Ellinger slinging.
Not true fans.
whoa, a Lions fan saying that. What is happening?
I
know.
listened to it on radio.
that's a true fan. You watch a shitty team, you're an untrue fan. Okay.
Yeah, because you're allowing it.
Yeah.
You're allowing it. You're supporting it.
Yeah.
I have hope.
You're an
all right?
enabler of that terrible fucking franchise.
Come on.
No, I'm just saying that's the
Argument.
That is the-
Yeah. No, that's true.
that is the counter argument to everybody that says, don't join us when we're good if you're not with us when we're bad. It's like, well, then you're letting them. You're telling them.
Yeah.
You're telling them, yeah, well, you're allowed to stink. But I appreciate those people.
Oh yeah, have to have them.
Because need those people. They're the backbone. Sounds like Pittsburgh, though, is going to get a little bit loud. But the Philadelphia Eagles fans should be excited. That fucking team is so much fun to watch. Jalen Hurts is a baller, certified. Coming into the season, is Jalen Hurts going to be a guy that can lead them to a Super Bowl? If he can't, he'll be gone. Team's already built around him. That team that's built around him is good. Jalen Hurts is a guy. Yeah. Nick Sirianni appears to be a fucking genius. He leaves, and the Colts become the most stale offense in the history of football.
Yikes.
Then he goes to Philadelphia. They got a fucking contender. They got a team that's probably going to run the table and for a little bit. I'm pumped for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm thankful they are in the time that we're covering the Professional American Football League, and I'm excited to see them continue to ascend in an NFC that all of a sudden has a team that has been to the championship, that has been to the Super Bowl, that is, the
big game.
the biggest game,
Yeah. Baffle Bowl.
the Paffle Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah. The fucking Paffle Bowl.
Hell yeah.
They have a team that's been to the Paffle Bowl and had some questions at running or at quarterback. Are they going to have Trey Lance? He gets hurt. Jimmy G is going to get traded. He's back. He's the starter. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a player from a team that we thought was potentially going to be selling their players is traded for a couple third-rounders. Third-round
Wild.
picks. A man named Christian McCaffrey. And here we are just 10 days into his stint as a San Francisco 49er playing in Santa Clara. And just yesterday, he had a throw,
What?
a catch,
Wide.
and a run.
What?
All for a touchdown. First player since 2005, LaDainian Tomlinson, to do that. Christian McCaffrey played catch with Kyle Shanahan when he was a kid, when his dad was playing for Shanahan's dad. And as soon as he arrived in San Francisco, Kyle Shanahan said, hey, pal, you still, remember we used to be able to spin it a little bit. You still throw? Christian's like, yeah, I can still spin it. You see what I got? Perfect. Boom. Well, if you throw a fucking touchdown, then we're going to give you a bunch of big, gaping holes. You're going to be able to showcase how explosive you are in the run game. You're going to score a touchdown on the ground, and then we're going to throw you one on a broken play that you and Jimmy G are going to feel each other's chemistry, and you're going to go up, high point that, and fucking float through the sky. All right, give me that. Both feet down, casual. Might have been thrown to Kittle as well. Not 100% sure if he would have been able to remain in bounds. But McCaffrey has immediately become a playmaker. Debo wasn't even playing, I don't think so. So whenever they get him added into it for a couple third-round picks, this Niners team is awesome to watch. Kyle Shanahan's got to be pumped about it. The defense that started out real hot, got a little cold. Yesterday did some things that were great. What will they become in the end of the season? This Niners team with Christian McCaffrey is fucking awesome. They're electrifying. And once again, at the end of the season, we're going to look back and say, how come none of the other Professional American Football League teams were willing to spend a couple fucking third-round draft picks on one of the most explosive athletes the NFL has in Christian McCaffrey? I'm not happy about it, but I'm happy for the Niners for sure.
Yeah, and Michael Lombardi mentioned to us, these good teams start hot and then they kind of finish hot. And it seems like that's what's happening with the Niners because they had that little in between, like you mentioned, with the defense not playing well. But now that they have McCaffrey, Shanahan's probably drawing up plays that he's wanted to run for his entire career. Now that he has him, he didn't even get to have the Debo and McCaffrey set this week. So it feels as though that is the team in the NFC that can challenge the Eagles. But aside from those two, do you think the NFC is kind of just
Cowboys
Cowboys
are good too.
Vikings.
And Tony Pollard continues to prove.
Yeah.
Right? Tony Pollard continues to prove for the last couple years now that if Zeke is down, they're in a good spot. Now, you automatically assume if you compliment Tony Pollard, you're burying Zeke. I think they're two different running backs. I think Zeke is still a very good running back. I think Zeke is a very expensive running back. I think Jerry Jones paid him a lot of money, so Jerry Jones is going to ride with Zeke regardless. But I do think there's a spot for Tony Pollard to be the guy on a team if it's not going to be Dallas. And I think Zeke, incredibly talented at what he does. And this is not a knock on Zeke at all, which everybody else seems to think if you compliment Tony Pollard has to be. This motherfucker's different.
Yeah.
And this isn't the first time he's done this.
No.
Last year he got a lot of playing time. Catching the ball, he's explosive. He can find holes. He's tough. He has great balance. And it seems like the team absolutely loves him. I appreciate the fact that they have two running backs that are studs. I appreciate the fact that Kellen Moore allowed Tony Pollard to have 3 touchdowns yesterday by utilizing the running back as much as he did. Because in the past when Dak Prescott was playing quarterback. They just threw the thing. Cooper Kush comes in. Kellen Moore reads that there's a different way to win a game. Now you got Dak running a little bit and throwing it, running the ball. It opens up everything else. The Cowboys, I think, are some fucking contenders all of a sudden. And I'm not saying that because we're a part of the media. We're the only media that's not allowed to probably use
Logos.
PAFL logos.
well, not.
The other logos.
We have to use
Yeah,
PAFL.
right.
It's the other ones.
We have to be the only people that have a deal in which we can run plays. Can't pause the play, though.
No.
Because then the pause play becomes a graphic, which is really going to get interesting with, like, AQ coach and D-Butts.
Actually,
Thought of
can
that.
I even?
We'll have to slow.
I gotta put this on the ground. Can I have the logo on the show?
No, yeah, you flip the helmet
Yeah,
around.
get that the fuck
Tony, that's
outta
foolish.
here, Tony.
God damn it, Tony.
Covered it up over there.
Love you, Troy.
Smart. Can we do the college? Or?
But we're not just. I think college we're good.
Oh,
You're
shit.
on game day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Patriots. You
get that
gotta
out
get
of
this
here. Oh, yikes.
Smart. That's a good idea.
You
You think Jesus Christ is going to give me?
There's a lion symbol on top.
Oh,
of,
yeah.
Yeah, big religion will come for
There's
you.
a lion
probably.
But they
symbol
have it.
on top of Dan Campbell's hat on the bobblehead.
Oh, shit.
Probably just smash that.
There you
Come
go.
on, not
Backwards.
MCDC.
Yeah, we're going to face me now. I need that, actually.
Yeah.
Mayor.
I need that. Thank you, man.
You know what I like about the NFC teams?
Anyways, we're not just talking about
my
the
God.
Cowboys because everybody else is talking about the Cowboys and we feel obligated to talk about the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are really good.
Yes.
Pump for the Cowboys. Cowboys, Vikings,
Yep.
Niners, Eagles. Feel to be like the four teams. Go ahead, Tony.
You know what all those teams do? They fucking run the ball and they play defense.
Pete Carroll talked about this just yesterday in his press conference. He said, in a lot of things, and you know, the Seattle Seahawks get a massive win over the very good New York Giants. The New York football team, it's going to be tough, isn't
I know.
it?
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do?
The New York
NFT.
Pro
Football
American
Club.
Football Club Giants.
I mean, this is a fucking. I mean, this is unbelievable. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty good at mental gymnastics. It's going to be tough to dance around this one.
We just say the
Uh-oh,
city.
Broncos logo on your desk.
What? Oh,
That's
Oh,
right.
shit.
that's right. He was awesome yesterday.
Yeah, he
They
was.
won.
That's right.
Good eye.
I'm pretty good at mental gymnastics. This one's going to be tough for me, I think. Just think about some fucking idiot over there, okay? Was like, you know,
Wait a minute.
they're paying
What's
us how
this?
much? Multiple million. Are they paying for logos too to put on graphics? Or no, they're not, right? Make sure you tell them.
Didn't think so.
Let's end that right now.
Make sure you tell them. Fuck off, whoever that was.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the...
Ridiculous.
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
It is.
If it was the other way around, it'd be a little different. It's
probably
paid for
Dan.
logos and
Yeah, and we're
plays.
running... Definitely.
Much different.
Definitely.
But
You think Dan Snyder was at the Colts game yesterday and he saw you down there and he
That's a good, good pivot there, actually. My conversations yesterday about that game being the Ring of Honor game went from one idea to the next. So I thought that Jim scheduled the Commanders as the Ring of Honor homecoming. Ring of Honor is basically the homecoming game for the Colts. All the OGs come back. They have like a couple ceremonies the night before. Then they go to the game. They're all in a suite. There's a whole thing. So they picked. I thought that was because Carson.
yeah,
Now what we're learning, that was definitely because of Snyder, huh?
Snyder.
Probably.
Yeah.
That was definitely because of Snyder from
Need
Jim
to win.
Irsay. No, not need to win. I think he just let me dance.
On this guy's grave while he's in the building.
Yeah. Let me, because I don't know how long Irsay planned on being the one who was going to speak out about Dan Snyder. He obviously became that. Snyder came to the game yesterday. Let's assume bygones have become bygones, even though the Washington football team over there, which is not their name anymore,
No.
but I think that's the only thing we were allowed to call them.
Right.
The Washington football team, now known the rank above general.
Yeah,
Nah,
Brigadier
Colonel?
General.
I'm not sure, whatever the case. They've come out and said that they don't like what Jim's doing. It's breaking the constitution of the Professional American Football League. So maybe there is a little bit of beef, and maybe that's why Jim scheduled the Ring of Honor game to be against him. Nonetheless, Heineke, fucking, and Scary Terry McLaurin
Yeah.
just steal the joy out of the building.
talk about a homecoming for Scary Terry too.
Bro, Taylor Heineke, too. I bet you there's a lot of people in that building over there that appears to be burning down that have thought to themselves, why are we paying a guy $30 million when we had this guy in our building the entire time? He's got moxie through the roof. He extends plays. Will Heineke ever win you a Super Bowl? I have no idea. Is the team that they're on able to win a Super Bowl? I have no idea. But it seems like he's always making fucking shit happen.
Yep.
Seems like he's always making a play. He did that big flex. Scary Terry saying, this is my fucking city. Taylor Heineke flexing all over the place. This is a Ring of Honor game.
Yeah.
I mean, the people that actually built that stadium, obviously the citizens of Indianapolis that are in the crowd.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
But the players, the team is literally in there. The crew is there. This was an incredibly awkward situation as well. I don't want to dive into it. But I was
You were two-handed pushed by the photographer.
kind of into this photo. Shouldn't have been a part of this photo. Was not on the team with Tark. Even though Tark and I know each other, and he is a legend. I appreciate you,
Hell yeah.
Mr. Glenn. And his entire crew's there. I was not on this team. It was
What was that sweet shirt, jacket you're wearing?
me. Yeah. So I wanted to wear something Colts-wise because I was going to a Colts game.
Yeah.
So I cut a hoodie. First of all, I cut sleeves off a hoodie they gave me.
Of course.
Then I realized it's not really comfortable. So then I just cut it right up the middle.
Love that.
So that was just a standard hoodie cut in half. So but the pockets had, like, my hands went right through them, you know? So
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
yeah,
That's
because that's
sweet.
actually a hoodie cut into half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty good fashion. I mean, am I fashion god? I don't know yet, but it was
Saturday fucking
a nice
looked real
little
good.
play. Saturday I did that for Stephen A, and it was Halloween weekend. I don't know if you'll see me in a tie again. That was incredibly uncomfortable. I have no
You
idea how.
look damn good, bro.
Super professional, yeah, super professional. My mom was probably pumped to see it as well as everybody else. But yeah, all these people are in the building. They built the fucking Dwight Freeney's in there. Robert Mathis is in there. Everybody that built that building's in there. And then with 40 seconds left in the game, Taylor Heineke and Scary Terry say, "This is my city, and we fucking win it." And homecoming was ruined. The Ring of Honor day still happened. It was great to see everybody. Nice to catch up with everybody. But the Colts are now in a situation where they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do in the future, and none of us have a clue what that's
Yeah,
going to
you're
look like.
super right. Like, both teams are paying their starting quarterbacks $30 million, and the backup's way better than the starter. That was basically the story yesterday, and the moxie on the field between those two people, like, that was a good game to watch.
I like Sam Ellinger. I like him. I think he could be a player. He hit the circle button a lot. He is natural with the spin move. He did the Alec Pierce as a player. I mean, I enjoyed.
JT have a good game?
So
They gave him the ball.
Jonathan Taylor. I don't know
I
what's
saw
going on.
Hines scored.
Shaq Leonard didn't start either. He was playing, didn't start. Got a pick. Might have had a blown coverage on something else. I don't know enough. I didn't get the
That
guy
other
cam.
linebacker's super good. I can't remember his
44?
name. Yeah.
Zaire?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a player.
Second in tackle.
He's a hell of a player. And I think those two are potentially in the same position. So Darius goes from all-pro defensive MVP to having to get surgery on his back to fix his ankle. This is not me talking to Darius. This is me just following along the situation
Yeah.
at an arm's length that we have. Darius Leonard, change his name, becomes Shaquille Leonard.
Right.
Always been Shaquille Darius Leonard or Darius Shaquille Leonard.
I think
think
Shaquille's
that's the
his
one.
middle name.
Yeah.
What?
I think Shaquille's his middle name, right? Darius Shaquille.
So always going by Shaq as a. Now I am flustered. So always one is Shaq, one into college, one is Darius. Got drafted as Darius Leonard, came out this past offseason, said call me Shaq because that's what I was always called. So Shaq Leonard is Darius Leonard. Shaq Leonard was Darius Leonard before Darius Leonard was Darius Leonard. Shaq Leonard misses his debut as Shaq Leonard for the Indianapolis Colts because he had surgery on his back to fix his ankle. Because they thought they fixed his foot, but it was really, he had to look higher. It was a back nerve issue that was affecting his foot almost. So he gets surgery. So he's out. He's supposed to come back. Zaire, new defensive system with Gus Bradley, new defensive coordinator, knew everything. Zaire, baller player, I think playing in Shaq's position, learns a new offense, starts doing very well. So when Shaquille Leonard comes back, there's quite a interesting situation here because Shaquille Leonard, one of the best players in all of the NFL, but hasn't been there for the beginning of this new defensive system getting, kind of dropped into the team. So he doesn't know the defense as well because he hasn't played it as much. And another guy's playing really incredible. So I think Shaq Leonard did not start yesterday because they announced the starters for the defense. Shaq Leonard did not get started or did not get announced. Thought he was going to come out last. He did not come out last. Was waiting for him to come out last. He did not come out last. Then I see him on the sideline. He's jogging on the sideline all by himself, kind of as the defense on the field. I'm like, what the fuck? They must be monitoring his reps. So he comes back in. He must not be in good shape, or maybe they're trying to work him back into it. He comes in. There's a bunch of, and I hope Darius breaks it down coverage-wise, where there's a potential misassignment by somebody, either him or somebody around him. So then he wasn't on the field. And then in the second half, he gets a pick, and it's like that's why we have him on the. That's why we have Shaquille Leonard on the field.
Yeah.
So like I'm very confused by it all because if Zaire is just taking his role, his job, and has been doing incredible, and I think Shaq and Zaire are good friends. Like I think Shaq even said like he's killing it, he's doing really well. Well, no offense, Gus. Find a fucking position that Shaq can understand easily and get him on the fucking field. And because you paid him, and he's a defensive MVP candidate, and for some reason it seems like he was talking, he had lost his confidence, and I think maybe it's because he thinks Zaire's doing his job better than he is. Zaire can have a great year. Shaq, you're still needed on the fucking field. I think that is something that needs to be said to him and reiterated to him. But once again, new defense, new situation. He's not on the field, so that was a very interesting. But the young core that the Colts have could be good, or it could just get completely wasted like it feels like this season. Let's move to another fucking game. The Falcons get a big-time win
Game of the year.
in overtime.
Hell yeah.
This game was awesome. This game was electrifying. Eddie Pinheiro is not going to say that it was as electrifying as everybody else who watches it.
round.
He went from, on the internet pregame taking selfies, being pumped to be there, to missing an extra point and a makeable field goal. And the Carolina Panthers almost steal a win away from the Atlanta Falcons. And I'm not saying steal a win because we think the Carolina Panthers stink. We're saying steal a win because nobody thought the Panthers were going to be able to win a game ever again.
No.
Any game that the Panthers win this year, people are going to say they stole it because they traded away Christian McCaffrey, who just threw one, ran for one, and received for one.
What?
And Robbie, just the thought of the Carolina Panthers this year is that they should not win a game. Even though I think they're talented, DJ Moore, if he gets traded, that's going to be tough for the Carolina Panthers to continue to say they're not tanking because of how talented he is. He takes his helmet off in celebration because how pumped up he is, how big of a win this would be, how happy he probably is for P.J. Walker, for the Carolina Panthers team, Steve Wilkes that have been through it with the trade requests and the drama and the bullshit. And then DJ Moore gets a tud against NFC South rival with 12 seconds left where he got through double coverage. Can't take your helmet off.
Oh, man, DJ.
You take your helmet off, that's a 15-yarder. Back up the 33-yard extra point. Make that a 48-yard extra point. Eddie Pinheiro pulls it a little bit. Johnny Hecker with a great hold. Eddie Pinheiro just pulls it, and that's one miss. That's okay. It's okay. Tie ball game.
Yeah,
sure.
OT.
Tie ball game.
You'll
Go
be
to
the ball.
OT.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
33-yard attempt from the right hash. Definitely had the 48-yarder in his head. Same exact pull, just 15 yards shorter. Eddie Pinheiro has a rough day. The Carolina Panthers end up missing another kick in OT. The Atlanta Falcons walk down. Young Wei Koo knocks one home. And the Atlanta Falcons win by 3. Spread was 4. Beers were drank. Falcons moved to 500 on the season and being a much better football club than anybody gave them credit for before the season started.
Yeah, that game was awesome. I think there was like 12 different back and forths as far as lead changes were concerned. And then Deontay Foreman, Panthers running back, who gets a chance because CMC's gone. He ran for, back-to-back weeks, 103 touchdowns this week.
Yep.
Fucking Mariota was running all over the place. Kyle Pitts was getting loose. It was a hell of a ball game.
Yeah, I like that Atlanta team.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I like that Atlanta team because we've talked about this. If you have the capability, just because of the nutsack that you happen to swim from,
Sure.
to be a billionaire, okay, and just work in the billionaire business, whatever it is, however much fake work you have to do to accrue a salary and a severance and everything that is just absurd that people would dream about. If you have the capability of doing that, and instead you choose to grind and work your ass off because it's like in your DNA and whatever, that's the only way you operate like Artie Smith has done, I hope for success for that person because I believe that there should be more of that. Like I believe that is a humility that is being displayed from some of the wealthiest family or one of the wealthiest families on earth. So I like that. Now, natural inclination, whenever you hear somebody's the son of the founder of FedEx and hate that person. Of
course.
Natural as a kid from really rich family. Natural inclination from me is to hate that person. Look at this spoiled fuck. You have no idea. You have no clue how lucky you have it. I understand that with money and, different situations comes different drama and different headaches and different problems. But the freedom to not have to worry about a lot of the shit that real people have to worry about, it kind of overrides all that shit, is how my natural feeling has always been towards the super yups kids. Now, when you see somebody like Artie Smith, you immediately go, okay, maybe every fucking super yup isn't like that. Maybe every super yup understands the situation they're in. And Artie Smith sleeping on couches, fucking running and getting people coffee for years and years and years, drawing up play sheets. He's just sitting in a room, probably with no windows, tiny. Just got done running coffee to some fuck who's probably not even coaching in the NFL anymore. Who knows what he's doing? Drawing up plays so that a special teams practice can be run. Then while that special teams practice is being run, getting the ball back for the kicker or the punter, you're at the bottom of the totem pole whenever you're a GA like Artie Smith was. Your life is no fun. You're living in the facility. The fact that Artie Smith did that and chose to do that as opposed to being a rich, snobby, fucking spoiled prick makes me appreciate and respect him naturally. Then you see the way he deals with the media.
Yeah.
Then you see the way he deals with his team, how much his team loves him, what he chooses to do. This guy's a fucking guy. I'm a massive fan of Artie Smith. You toss on top of that DeMarcus Mariota getting another opportunity in the city of Atlanta being a fucking hilariously awesome place. The Falcons are a great story. I'm happy they got that win. They should have lost. Obviously, we've seen 2 kicks that should have probably won in the Professional American Football League. But I fucking love the Atlanta Falcons. I don't think they're going to win this year.
No.
I don't think they have it to win this year. So I'm going to set some realistic expectations here. And I won't overreact to them winning. But every time I see them win, I'm like, fucking right. Like a year from now, whenever Artie Smith gets another draft class in there, another free agency class, another year of people understanding the system, it's like the Falcons might be able to, hey, Atlanta might be fucking back. And they thought they were completely dead after the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes, which we didn't really talk a lot about.
No.
No, not in the light that a lot of people did.
Anyways, the Professional American Football League, whenever Deshaun Watson says he's not going to Atlanta, then Matt Ryan asks for a trade. It seems to be all aces for the Atlanta Falcons right now, and that's good news for them.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you mentioned, too, like going into the season, like they were either 32 or 31. It was basically like, hey, these guys are going to suck this year. They're going to be in the C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young sweepstakes or whatever. And I think Artie Smith is one of one. Like, very few people, especially, in the NFL, like, you don't have the Hall of Fame card, Lucky Sperm Club, and then just rip that up. Because how many times, like, when you're working your way up and he's doing all those things you're mentioning, and it's just like, you know what, fuck this. Like, I don't need to do this. I can quit today. I'll go get a job at FedEx, and, I probably don't even have to do anything, and I'm going to be making so much more money. Probably don't even have to do any work, but, like, it's just a testament to, like, how much he loves football, how much he loves, doing what he's doing right now. And these guys have bought in. Like, they're completely bought in.
You hear me and AJ and anybody else talk about coaching in the Professional American Football League. You hear us talk about it, the PAFL, and it's like, never in a million years would we want to do that. Never. No. Now, you have to have the gene to do it, and there are people, obviously, that are getting into coaching. But anytime AJ and I talk to a guy on this show that has gotten into coaching, we go, why would you ever do that? Like, the pay's good. The life is good.
Love the game.
Love of it. I understand they get to coach in the NFL. They don't have to coach in the NFL, that whole thing. But the day-to-day grind is not a fun one. It is. There's a reason why they get to pay that, and they have a fear and an anxiety that they're going to get fired every single day, so they have to watch their tables even longer. And if you're a GA at the bottom of that, you have to be there before everybody else, after everybody else, and you have to do all the terrible work that they all want to do. Him choosing to do that makes me fucking love that guy.
Let's not forget, too, that the Falcons will get back Calvin Ridley next year, who I believe the PAFL suspended for indefinitely a year at least for accidentally putting a parlay together when, guys are doing a lot worse stuff and getting suspended for a lot less in the PAFL.
It's a great point.
We don't really talk about that much.
No.
The PAFL has an interesting scale on how they punish people.
Yeah, it does,
Absolutely.
doesn't it?
We could really dive into it and make a graphic about it, but I don't know if we could put together the graphic with the players.
Well, the PAFL is ours.
Yeah, true.
I don't know if there's any. I don't think the PAFL's ever exist. Phil, let's patent this.
Yep.
Let's copyright the PAFL.
Trademark PAFL.
Right
and
now.
if anybody on any of these other, if anybody on if anybody on the official PAFL network says PAFL, fucking hammer.
Boom. Dahn.
Okay, don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it. With that being said, we have Adam Schefter joining us in 45 minutes to break down all the inside information that happened in the PAFL just yesterday. Cannot wait to chat with him. He's obviously, we've heard breaking news on the internet from him out of that Niners camp.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Out of the Niners camp, pretty good. I'm excited to hear their thoughts on the Christian McCaffrey trade. He joined us for our megacast for the Alabama-Mississippi State game. That was 30-6, 21 points scored in the first quarter, no points until the end of the game was scored.
Fun.
It was a blast.
Good game.
Yeah.
We're lucky to do it. Appreciated the opportunity to do it. Very thankful to do it. That game did not turn out to be as electric as we all could have potentially hoped it would be. But we got to talk to Schefter. He's the one who told us, the Rams and the Niners, they were battling for Christian McCaffrey. I think the Rams were even offering up Cam Akers or something like that. Jay Glazer broke the news this weekend that they were really battling. And then against the Rams, the Niners used Christian McCaffrey in a way that he hasn't been used in his entirety of his NFL career. It is these teams that are good, that have good coaches, just seem to be so much better than everybody else.
Keep adding too.
It'd
They
be
don't.
awesome.
They don't ever get content with like the players they have. They're like, hey, if we can get even a little bit better at some of the most important positions, we're gonna do that.
Did you see Lynch going down the sideline yesterday?
Yeah.
Full dap. We're talking full swing
Jacked
dap ups
up.
of the whole team, as he should be. He's built a hell of a squad. They've had to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge some drama, and they've been able to do that. And now they're sitting real pretty with that team. If they can remain healthy, I mean, Debo's out. He's going to come back. If they can remain healthy and not lose 3 out of 4 of their guys on the offensive side of the ball, they're going to be a team that's going to be a problem late. Now, Philadelphia Eagles seem to be the team in the NFC, but the Vikings, the Niners, the Cowboys seem to be the next 3 in that NFC, and I'm not sure anybody else is really in the conversation.
Does the Los Angeles football team that moved from St. Louis, do they stink now? Are they bad at football? Because it looks like they're bad at football.
Every other week, right? Last week they looked unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, against the Panthers before their bye, yeah.
Yeah, but look what the Panthers just
Correct.
did to the Falcons.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's like
wild.
it's so
against,
facto
against the
game.
Carolina football team.
Yeah, I just did it 2 times. It's going to be tough for us to do
gonna be
this.
hard.
It's going to be very difficult for us not to use any of the names or anything like that.
NFL logo on Tony's desk. I just saw
Where?
it.
Tony,
Where?
it's on your
On the
chest.
It's on the helmet.
Oh, no.
no,
You
it's
just
not
have
on
to
there.
turn it. You would just have to turn it.
Yeah,
a
no,
little
you're on the black side.
bit. Yeah. Just turn it a little bit for.
It's on my hoodie, too, so I could... There we go.
I seen it
You can
covering
still
your
see it. You
chest.
can still see it.
There it is.
Thank you. Well done.
Sorry. Hey, sorry we were associated with your league.
Can't have
That's
it.
on us.
We apologize.
Can't show the logo.
Baffle though.
Is that not the fucking most absurd thing of all time? What a hill to die on. I don't understand why that would be a thing.
Bold move.
Well, also,
It is.
like,
It is a bold move.
yeah.
It is a very bold
If it
move.
would have been, like the Tuesday after the first week of the season, like, okay, then you set the precedent out there. Like, if that's what you're going to do, that's what you're going to do. But to just, in the middle of the season, be like, you know what? You guys need to stop doing that. We know you've been doing it all season. Don't fucking do it again.
Here's a screen. We got a screen grab of the issue, and it was just standard. Dirty made a fucking, sick graphic.
Yeah.
It was an awesome graphic.
It doesn't touch the Baffle one we have for tonight.
I mean, the Paffle graphic.
Does not even touch it. I mean, those are real quotes from the players too going into the
that
game.
Baffle logo.
Hey,
on the
can you
Duke
put
looks
tonight's?
pretty good.
Can you put tonight's graphic up for tonight's?
I mean, boom.
Boom.
That gets me juiced about PAFL football.
Let's go.
I just want to reiterate this again, and we don't want to be too petty.
No.
I feel like I could have been much more petty. Still petty though. Still have the freedom to be petty because I own this thing.
Yeah.
So it's there's no real fear of what are they gonna do? Take us off the internet? Maybe. But then
Maybe.
Elon's like, hey,
No.
Not today.
He's not letting
Not
it
so
happen.
fast.
people hate Elon.
Oh, yeah.
Why are people burying Elon? He did something that I guess is just terrible. He did something that's terrible.
Fired a bunch of people so he wouldn't have to pay like $122 million. And I think they called them like golden parachute bonuses or something. So, hey, guy owns the company now. What are you going to do?
Well, that's not cool. I mean, you can't just fire people before bonuses. But also, I think Elon thinks that everybody that was in those jobs were doing the wrong. Like you guys were actually destroying society.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
burning the company.
You know what he thought? Not just burning the company. He thought that they were destroying society. If I'm reading his quotes, and once again, he's a very wealthy person. I'm sure he's fucked over a lot of people. I'm not here to say Elon's a good person, but it does feel like everybody fucking hates Elon that has some sort of position of power because this whole Twitter thing. I'm very confused about why everybody hates him buying Twitter, but then I guess he's tweeted something that's terrible. He fired a bunch of people for that.
Yeah.
Like that's
But
fucked up. That's fucked up as well.
But you sent that thing in too, where like some of the concerns that he raised, that they were basically saying like, no, that's bullshit. And then their internal Twitter's internal Slack got leaked, and they're like, We're doing exactly what Elon thinks we're doing. Like,
Yeah, a follow-up. There's two of them. We're doing exactly what
Yeah.
and that one was not in there. So, like, I'm a massive Twitter user. I'm on Twitter more than any other platform. I love Twitter.
Best one by far.
I appreciate Twitter. If this motherfucker doesn't drive it into the ground, I think Twitter's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think we're going to be okay. Now, let's hope that people it doesn't just get overrun with assholes and pricks, but the mute and the block button is a very real thing. And I think if, like, Elon wants to add anything in there, if somebody gets blocked by numerous people and they use it as like a badge of honor, like,
get him out.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Remove that account.
get them out. Because you can see on the back end how many times somebody's been blocked. Now, people are going to be blocked by people for petty reasons. There's going to be something that's going to happen. But if somebody has racked up like hundreds of blocks, it's clear that they are doing that on purpose. Get them the fuck off the thing. Like, if we can get rid of that, that's good, right?
Yeah.
Makes it
But
better.
as long as the motherfucker doesn't break, because there was a chance on some vitamins in a state that it was legal. Say it was Oregon,
Sure.
Hypothetically.
hypothetical.
California.
What if Elon, as this like super future thinking human about society and potentially an alien, what if he bought Twitter and said, "Yeah, I'm ending Twitter so that everybody goes outside more and plays with their friends and stop talking on the internet"? Like, I had that fear, and I was like, "This motherfucker, he better not.
Can't do it.
Do not.
Don't do it.
Do not." So I'm happy to hear he's not doing that. Now, with everything else that he's doing, I guess people are going to hate forever. But nonetheless, our fucking graphics might be the greatest graphic in the history of graphics
Ever.
And we are going to dive into this game in the next hour pretty heavily when the Cincinnati football team travels to the Cleveland football team. And obviously Joe Burrow and Trey Hendrickson take on Chubb and Myles Garrett. This is going to be a game that I'm kind of pissed off that we're giving marketing and promotion to.
Sure.
But how could we not? It's going to be a fucking epic battle. Ain't that right, Connor?
Yeah, and if it's not an epic battle, the Pro-American Football League is going to be pissed about what we're going to say tomorrow about some of these primetime Pro-American Football League games because they have not been great.
They've stunk, really.
They have really stunk.
It's been a bad run
Oh,
for
yeah.
the Professional American Football League primetime games.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, last night was supposed to be, like, one of the crown jewels, and that game fucking stunk.
Hold on, who's next week? There's somebody, Derrick Henry and
Mahomes.
Chiefs, Mahomes.
yeah, that's going to be a good game.
Thursday, Eagles,
Is it?
Texans.
What?
I mean, how many times have we said that? Like, oh, this is going to be a great game. Oh, the last 8 games we've had on primetime fucking sucked, but look at these. This one's going to be a good one. And then we get in here the following day, and it's like,
This game's
man,
not-
that game was good for 3 minutes, and then it fucking stunk for the rest of it. I mean, it
Does
seems
the
to be a
professional
trend.
does the Professional American Football League have a problem with how good of a quality of content it's putting out?
Tell you what, if Nick Chubb wears train tracks on his shoes tonight, like the picture is representing, I think it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah,
okay?
but Joe Burrow's got 1 foot much larger than the other.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's because it's swollen.
Yeah, but look at that dip and rip from Myles
I was
Garrett.
going to say, you do
mean,
not want to see Myles Garrett rip roaring off the edge, lined up in that 3-point stand.
We've seen him like this a lot.
We have.
Uh-huh.
This
Yeah.
is kind of what we see. Other than the helmet,
That's right.
bonk.
That's right.
We've seen him in this particular much more often.
If you're a Bengals left tackle and you see that man in front of you like that, look out.
Look out.
Look out.
Don't
Happy Halloween. It's going to be a spooky night.
That's right.
He's got claws too.
Yeah.
You don't want to get hit in the eyes or even the body with some of those
and he's
pointy
got
fingers.
Ugg spikes, which are kind of sweet.
I hope he dresses up again like the Grim Reaper. That was so sweet.
Yeah.
Remember all the
He had a cape. Didn't he? He had a cape on the other day.
He did.
Yeah, I seen it. I think they had a Halloween party, just like the Buffalo Bills did. Remember, we heard about that from Von Miller.
Yep.
And then Sunday Night Football, Football Night in America. Sorry if you could tell us not to use the name of your show either. Even though I feel like it's kind of news, and we're allowed to talk about news. We're going to have to get a lawyer on this.
Figure it out.
I think we're going to have to get where we're allowed to talk about, what we're not allowed to talk about. But the Halloween parties around the NFL, Professional American Football League,
Right.
I appreciate.
Oh, yeah.
It is an incredible time for teams to come together. It's almost one of those ones that will continue even with this generation that doesn't go out and do a lot of shit. No offense to this generation. It's not their fault. It's cameras being on phones that have caused the homebody, I think, mentality by a lot of people. So I'm a homebody as well. I appreciate it. Guys don't really get out as much anymore, I think. If you talk to guys in the league that were in the league and are in the league still about the difference in cultures, and I think it's because guys are scared to death to go out. I think it's like you go out, you can only cause bad things. You're going to get caught doing something. You can be tired. What are you going to do? Anything like that. I think it's vastly different than what it used to be when we couldn't just go on our phones and have a good time. We had to go find a good time. Now there's like shit to do on your phone. So it's just, change in culture. Halloween party is like always a call for like, hey, let's all hang out together and let's do something. I think like the holiday parties, also a call for people to do it. So I appreciated Sunday Night Football kind of spotlighting that yesterday. And I appreciated that Josh Allen was the one holding the party because he's the fucking quarterback, which leads us once again to say it would be so awesome to have Josh Allen as your quarterback.
Yeah.
And I'd like to let the Buffalo Bills know, the Buffalo football team know,
Sure.
that we would like to trade you our head coach, our general manager.
Go back home.
Exactly. And 5 to 7 guys.
Yeah. Whoever else you want.
Every first round pick for the next 35 years.
Yep.
That's 42 picks. You
Yeah.
start doing some math.
That's right.
With 7 guys on top of it.
Yep.
You send Josh Allen to Indianapolis.
And maybe throw in Von Miller as a sweetener.
We'll take the contract as well.
Stephon Diggs, perhaps.
Stephon Diggs is a dog.
Yeah.
So good.
Him and Jair Alexander having their little beef through that tunnel. Okay, here we go. We could talk about the tunnel.
Yeah.
Buffalo's tunnel is weird. As somebody that experienced it a few times, never understood how that was the right answer. Now, I think it's been happening for a long time up there. There's obviously these new drawings about what the new stadium's going to look like. Is it renovating this stadium, or are they building a new stadium? Vastly different, because building a new stadium, I think you get a Super Bowl.
Right.
Renovating same stadium, I don't think it guarantees same Super Bowl, but I'm happy they're doing that. The whole same tunnel exit thing was spotlighted twice this past weekend. One, whenever a Michigan player ended up in the middle of the Michigan State football team all by himself.
Yep.
And everybody's attacking the Michigan State team, which I understand. And as a voice of college football, I have to really, watch how I say what I say. I would like to let everybody know that I don't believe anybody should beat the fuck out of anybody else.
No.
Okay? I don't think you should. I don't think that is something that should happen. I do believe that football, especially with everybody being fully padded and emotional, is a sport that is going to have high tension and high energy, and that's what makes us love the sport as much as we do. I think there's going to be impact. I think you're going to have some people in football that aren't necessarily like choir singers, or preachers. I think you're going to have some dogs in the sport of football, because in some aspects of football, it's going to require being a dog to survive and get to the next level. So I don't think that there should ever be any interaction about players outside of the football field. Off the field, I don't think anybody should fight anybody. Now, I've seen fights in a locker room. I've seen fights in a shower. That was a wild one. I've seen fights on a practice field. I've seen fights on a football field. I've seen jousting in a tunnel whenever people are able to get too close to each other. I've seen that whole thing happen. So I'm not saying it's unprecedented what happened with Michigan State and Michigan. I'm just saying, could we not have expected that to happen potentially? If there's one guy in the middle of an entire other team in the same tunnel, I assume he was very quiet. He wasn't talking shit or saying anything.
Yeah, let's assume that.
I assume he was. I don't know how he ended up all by himself in there. As somebody who has been on a couple teams before, I think I would have been more surprised if there wasn't some sort of physical altercation between an in-state rival and a guy's all by himself in the middle of the complete other team. This was after the game, right?
After the game.
So after you got your asses beat, like
Biggest game of the year, the only game at this point for Michigan State that matters, because we're not very good this year.
and I'm sure the players aren't being told that, right? They're not being told like, hey, this is the only game that matters.
one means
You
more.
just lost. And then somebody from the other team that just beat your ass, ruined your entire career, your entire season, they're in the middle. He wasn't saying, do we know if he was saying anything? Because as soon as I saw the video the first time, I was like, how the fuck did that guy get in that deep into the group?
By himself.
And then the immediate reaction, I went back to the internet like 45 minutes later, and everybody's like, Michigan State's a bunch of bad guys. It's like, I think that is a expected outcome.
Yeah.
Yes.
If one person comes in, whenever we're talking about 18 to now 25-year-olds, that's a menace, 25 years old.
Yeah, interesting.
I was franchise tagging the NFL at 25. He's 25 years old. He's quarterback for Georgia, obviously, taking on Hendon Hooker, who will turn 25 in January. You got some real mature, smart football people playing this weekend. I cannot wait to watch them do that. But whenever you're dealing with like young adults in a juiced-up football environment, in a rivalry like that, I think that was like the most expected outcome of all time. How did that guy get in there? And is that being talked about at all or not? Fox, I know you're very close to this.
Yeah, I saw the video from outside the tunnel. I mean, the Michigan State team goes in, Michigan team's waits, except for that one player. That one player clearly could have waited with the Michigan team. He doesn't. He puts himself right in the middle of the Michigan State football team, and that was the outcome. Is it right? No.
No, we don't want anybody to beat shit out of anybody.
No.
But anybody that's ever played football before is probably watching that video going, how do you get all the way?
What is that?
Somebody else should have.
These teams, these fans fucking hate each other's guts. I cannot reiterate that enough. Like, I'm not surprised at all that happened. And
Happy he's okay.
Yes.
Happy he's okay. And I don't speak for all of college football. I would like to let everybody know that there's some old whites watching right now, probably from Michigan, that are Michigan fans that are like, oh, Pat's, condone or whatever. It's like, no, I'm not saying it should happen.
Right.
But I'm just saying that's the most expected outcome. That as soon as I see the video, they're like, oh, scuffle in the tunnel is the way it was titled. And then I'm watching it, it's like one dude, and then the video is all Michigan State people. I'm like, this was a recipe for a fucking bro. Happy the dude's okay.
Yeah, and
happy the dude's okay. He had no helmet on too, right?
Yeah, nothing.
So the other guys had helmets on. He had no helmet on. Goes sprinting into the group. That's unexpected. I mean, that is everybody's acting as if this is a terrible. It's like, oh,
Maybe not for him though, because knowing Michigan State and like how they play, like he probably thought nothing was going to happen to him. So like that was probably an unexpected
we got some
result for him.
dogs.
Well,
Did you
and
guys?
like I'm surprised it wasn't even worse than what it actually
happy
was.
he's okay.
Yeah, exactly. You could be seriously injured. in
And
that
I know it
situation.
wasn't the Big Ten. It was just the Big East.
Wide.
If that guy went running into our team had dogs. We had. Our team was about it. I think a lot of people found out that our team, and if you look back who's on the team and then where everybody is now, like we had some real dudes on that team. Loved each other too, though. But if that guy comes sprinting, this is only my experience. If that guy was to sprint in,
after beating you.
Yeah.
talking shit,
You see that outside tunnel view, there really is no excuse. I mean, he puts himself right in the center, and also Mel Tucker did suspend those players, I guess.
okay, which I guess was good. Mel Tucker's got a lot bigger things to handle,
Agreed.
We're talking about how much money he's making on college game day.
Yeah, right.
And then people on TV are talking about how much money he's making. I mean, everybody's talking about the, 2-5 to 11-2 to now 3-5 or whatever. I mean, that is a full conversation. So him suspending the guys is good. We don't think anybody should beat the fuck out of anybody.
No.
But our official statement is we also don't know how any other outcome happens there.
Bingo.
We don't know how any other outcome happens there. Happy everybody's okay. Back to the tunnel with Buffalo, though. Jair coming down, or Stefan, right? He was the one who came down talking, and then Jair came down. Yeah, Stefan was talking to Jair. Then Jair, whenever Stefan was on the bottom of a pile, actually takes his hand and digs his head down. I like that type of shit.
Yes.
I enjoy that type of stuff. Happy everybody's okay. But it seemed like those two very emotionally invested. Jair has a pretty big game. Stefan has a pretty big game.
Yeah.
Seems like they both won from it. But that one tunnel thing is certainly interesting. I don't think we have to change everything because there's, a couple scraps that happen. But from my standpoint, I don't know how it doesn't happen more often with the people that are involved, the amount of pressure that's involved, the emotions that are involved, and the things that are being said at all times almost to get people going. Happy everybody's okay, but that seems like another setup for a fucking war at some point.
Yeah, and Diggs obviously played for the Vikings for a long time, so I think he's had a touchdown reception like 9 consecutive games against the Packers or something. So, and you know what I love about the Packers too is you pay Jair Alexander all this money and then line him up in the slot and have Rasul Douglas guard Diggs, one-on-one when they've been talking shit a bunch and he gets burned and scores a touchdown. So just like little stuff like that, you pay a guy top tier money and then have him guard Buffalo's like 6th receiving threat. I love that. So.
All right, let's talk about the Seahawks beating the Giants a little
there it
bit.
is.
Pete Carroll, hell of a play. Hell of a play. And with Josh Allen, if Josh Allen knows that Diggs and that guy are talking shit, Josh Allen's going to find him whenever that's just the type of once again, it'd be so much fun to have Josh Allen as your quarterback.
Sure would.
Understands the
So good.
Oh, that first or their second possession where he took off on like 3rd and 14 and took a massive hit near the goal line, just pops up immediately talking shit, just right. He's laughing in the guy's face like, God damn, this guy's awesome.
full dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say he's just happy-go-lucky too, but he's also a dog.
Yeah.
Best style of leadership, I think, right there. About it, but also isn't scared to have a good time. Very talented, taller than you, works his ass off, has only gotten better.
Tough son of a bitch.
Yeah. And you've
Big
mentioned
country fuck.
Yeah.
very talented, like doesn't really acknowledge or know how fucking unbelievable he is too. Or at least he doesn't act like it.
Yeah, he's just like a super humble guy because he wasn't. He's
Small town.
He's like the fat kid who ends up being really I have a friend who was incredibly out of shape, and then he got into super fucking handsome. This dude became super handsome.
Ezekiel?
And he doesn't, no. Ezekiel, that whole family's been in great shape their entire life.
Love you, Zeke.
This is a guy from college. He was a big body, fat boy. Then he got like real attractive, but he was still like the fat guy, still had the humility type thing and wasn't there. I'm like, oh my God, you've become like, you're like the greatest dude of all time. Now, I still think he's becoming a fat guy before he dies. I still think, because the commitment that he has shown to become the incredibly fit person that he is good.
Cyclical.
But he still remembers, though, being the guy that was not, very humble. Like Josh Allen was not fantastic at the beginning of his career at all.
No.
He was getting embarrassed by defenses. I think they were smarter than him. He was missing throws. People were taking a lot of shots at him being a bust. Oh, his hand size is big. Who gives a fuck? The guy can't play football. The only thing he can do is run. Maybe they'll put him at tight end. Maybe he'll evolve and do something else. Then he just goes to work in the offseason and just gets better and better and better and better. And those types of guys who have been through it, and probably the only memories they have is their first memories whenever they had to work and they sucked and they didn't. Like, he's a threat forever. He has that chip. This is Tom Brady, 199. Yeah. You just have that ingrained fuck you in you because of where you were to where you are. I'm incredibly pumped for him. And I would like to reiterate the fact that the Colts are, the Indianapolis football team is open for business with the Western New York Buffalo football team. If you guys would like to trade Josh Allen to Indianapolis. Trade deadline's tomorrow, so we're going to have to get to work. But I think there's a lot of things we'd like to send your way, including a restaurant or two in town. I think.
Yeah, you bet.
Just give them to you.
St. Elmo's, you want it?
Take it.
It's our crown jewel. You can have it.
They need to update that a little bit.
Yeah.
I enjoy going down there.
You don't like lima bean soup or whatever?
Yeah, they got to update a lot of things downtown. And funny enough.
Well, you take it easy.
Well, hey, look.
St. Elmo's is great. Food's
It
great.
is.
It's like you're walking into the Titanic, but it is. It's like a night. It's like a to-do.
Right.
Yeah.
Hare and Izzy's, same menu, right next
Little
door.
more
Somehow
upscale,
little
moderate.
worse.
So it's two different experiences.
Yeah.
But if you want both of those restaurants, we will send them.
Happily.
Send Josh Allen right back by tomorrow. Let us know.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but I was looking at the draft order, and granted, this was a much different time, but the Colts did take Quentin Nelson right before Josh Allen got drafted to the Bills, too. So it'd be like kind of like a cool, like, hey, we should have picked you, but we didn't, so
All right.
come play for us now.
All right, listen, let's get to a break. I just realized we're 8 minutes in hour two. That means we're 8 minutes into fucking AJ's time. Let's take 5. Let's go to the bathroom.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about the PAFL, Week 8 Sunday
Oh, yeah.
with AJ Hawk, which I think we're allowed to say his name.
Yeah, and he is a PAFL Bowl champion.
He is a
Yeah.
PAFL Bowl champion.
He is Papa Bowl champion.
Could you fucking imagine whatever dipshit over there was like, yeah, we need to tell them this?
The gall.
I can picture what he looks like, or she.
No, it's a he.
Yeah, well, I can
Probably
picture.
this tall.
Yeah, I can
Yep.
picture what he looks like. Yeah,
If I had to guess.
hasn't showered in 2 weeks.
He's listening right now. Hey, pal, just know in real life we would fucking you know what I mean? That is end all be all. If you want to go to war, we can. But no, you lose ultimately in the end when the barbarian half the tactics have to get in there. If this was to go, I learned this from somebody at Game Day, good guy, not going to put his name on it. But he said, like, any interaction that you have, you always have to know, like, at the end, if this was to go, would you win? I would like to let said suit know we would win. And we're not going to do that because we think we can be civil. Even though you are a piece of shit. we will be civil.
For now.
Nah, forever. I mean, look at our graphic, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
True.
at our goddamn graphic. How could we not?
Boom.
Boom.
Change the game. I'm already pumped for the Thursday graphic now.
Yeah.
Now, I'm only a nominee for the Hall of Fame. Only played 8 years.
Yeah.
Only paying them like $4.5 million, which they should be paying us, but we're paying them because, the way the business is. That's our graphics that we have to use.
We should make that into an NFT.
A lot of people are asking for PAFL shirts, I guess, in the comments of YouTube.
Here we go.
Now we go.
All right, we'll take 5. We'll be back on the other side with PAFL Bowl champion AJ Hawk. Asking him about his PAFL Week Sunday thoughts.
Yeah.
We're on Week 9 coming up.
I know. Damn near
Wild.
November. It is. Tomorrow's November.
Let's start enjoying these. Just remember, enjoy these.
Here you go.
No matter how petty we're going to be, let's enjoy these. All right, take 5.
Hi, how's it going? My name's Pat McAfee. Used to hold balls for Adam Vinatieri. Now I'm in his home state. College game day is absolutely electric. And Brookings, so to cover up. Let's go!
College Game Day has made the voyage to Brookings, South Dakota to experience a game with the best fans in college football. I unfortunately cannot attend because I have a game this Sunday, so I sent a man I trust to make my picks. A man who is my holder for almost a decade. Please be nice to him. Welcome this week's celebrity guest picker, Pat McAfee.
Go big, go blue, go Jacks.
Hosting Auburn. Yes, everybody saw this. The best fake punt in the world. What do you think, Pat?
I absolutely loved it all the way up until execution time. That is not what we like to show in the brand headquarters and punting and kicking world.
Oh, dance off. Oh, let's get weird. Yes. Duck that, huh?
Bang! Right off the top of the dome. That makes it a lot easier when you got a dummy standing right in front of you like that.
Running. He's Daniel Russo.
Wax on, wax off, knee to the face.
World Series.
Go,
Yes.
go, yes.
These teams stink. With that 15, they celebrate by doing shotguns. And I'm a big fan of that. I'm going with the University of Virginia Cavaliers. That was great. Whoa! I will never, ever in the history of my life bet against that ball. Oklahoma State is the winner here. Not so fast again.
But I'm going with Trey.
Please excuse my dumb friend Kirk. Look at this crowd. They've been out here since 4 a.m. College game day comes to town. They lose their mind. The population of this state is about 800,000. And when the Jackrabbits take the field, they're alongside all 800,000 South Dakotans. The Dakota marker was in Fargo for far too long. Today, 5 o'clock local time, the Dakota marker is back in beautiful Brookings, South Dakota. Vinatieri School. They might be the Jackrabbits, but they're the Goats today. Ladies and gentlemen, South Dakota State with the win.
Give me that place in.
No, don't do that. No. Leave. Coach.
He has the
Pat says it'll be no.
I told you I came on your radio show. The weird thing gets you on college anyway.
Not only are you incredibly intelligent and handsome, you're a man of your word. You picked North Dakota today, so I had to bury you.
That's okay.
But it's been nothing but incredible. The College Game Day crew is hospitable. In South Dakota State, I think we can all agree, they showed up here.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I've watched the show, obviously, forever. And it's on in every single NFL locker room. I told you that.
Yeah, cool.
So this is a big-time deal for me, my family, my friends.
All right, I'm back in the day here. Appreciate you, boys.
It's from the training room of the Colts. AJ Watt tweeted.
It's very hard to process as a human being on television.
I get texts from every human that I've ever done television with, like since way back in the day. They're like, we knew this day would come. Equipment managers, old teammates. I mean, you don't get to trend on Twitter often anymore. They make it damn near impossible. Go up onto a stage with a couple legends, talk some shit in front of the incredible South Dakota fans. What an awesome opportunity. It's nice to see that there's still Ken Dorsey's out there, though.
Yeah.
We're talking full fucking fit. Whenever this game ended without them being able to spike it and take a long field goal or whatever the fuck they were going to do. Ken Dorsey here closest. He's a married man, got a medal. Oh, you fucking it! We did it!
Damn it!
We talked about this all week. We talked about it all week. Get the fuck down!
Son of a bitch.
Break this fucking thing.
Yeah, I love how the other coach too is looking over like, oh shit, I
Bald
didn't know
guy?
Ken had. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't know Ken had this in him.
And the bearded guy should feel good about how he looks right now.
Yeah,
Bearded guy's ponytail, fucking great.
Great.
top
hair.
notch.
Beard, unbelievable.
Gumpy.
Looks to be a bit of a thick, stout gentleman. But Ken Dorsey losing his fucking bananas.
Hat.
Taking this, get this. Why is this in front of me right now? Get out of my way, dude. Why are you still on the desk, bro? Fuck you.
Fucking thing.
Bang.
Hey, fuck. Oh, he's
Bang.
going to get fined for that.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get fined for that. Tom
lot.
Brady, 1 week ago, broke a Microsoft Surface. Now there's a rule. Hey, no players or coaches are allowed to break anything. Did he break? Ah, he's getting fined for that.
100%.
Oh, no.
I thought that's why he was trying to cover the camera at the end.
Oh, so he was saying, hey, fuck. No, I don't think he was trying to cover it. I think he was saying, Find me, mother.
Yeah.
Like, I
Fuck
think-
you too.
Boom.
Hey, somebody else came and covered the camera, though. Whatever other coach put his hand over that camera.
No, I think that was Dorsey. I think it was.
No,
Yes.
watch his hand come in.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit,
It's a right
shit,
hand.
shit.
Oh my God! I didn't even notice that, AJ.
Yeah, you think he's going to cover the camera in the middle of that rant?
No, I
You
think
he's going to kill somebody.
I thought that was the shit he
Yeah,
threw.
he was
Something at it.
No, I watched it a few times. That's a hand.
Wow.
Hey, that's good teamwork.
AJ.
Yeah.
That's good teamwork up there. Now, I do believe he's going to get fined for the Microsoft Surface bash after the Tom Brady one became a rule. And maybe that's what the coworker said. Oh, come on, Ken, there's a camera.
They can see you.
Ken, there's a camera. Jesus, you're going to go viral.
Sorry, Ken.
They're riding in that elevator down to the locker room after the game. And Ken's standing there with his fucking papers all disheveled and a Microsoft Surface cracked screen. And his notebook's been ripped in half because he has superhero strength at that moment. It's like he's ripping a fucking phone book. And they hit the basement button to go down there. At some point, there was an awkward silence. The bearded guy is looking to his left. The bald guy's like, oh. And then whoever covered that up was like, you're going to go viral.
Hey, what? Let's go.
This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, it is October 31st, and let's not beat around the bush, right, guys? Let's do football. Football! That's right, let's not beat around the bush, right, Ty? That's what we say.
That's right. No beat you around the bush.
Oh, I'm sorry, Coach Lou Holtz, is that what we say?
No more beat you around the bush. That's right, AJ.
Hey, Coach, how often you beat around the bush? You beat the bush a little bit.
Well, I beat around my own bush a decent amount, but never beat you around the bush when it comes to sports talk, that's for sure.
Happy Halloween to you, Coach.
Happy Halloween to you too, AJ. Love you.
Hey, and joining you, Coach, is who?
U.S. Army Captain Nathan Algren, Pat, The Last Samurai, Tom Cruise.
You look unbelievable.
Thank you, Pat. You know,
Coach, AJ.
AJ, thank you. Excuse me, I forgot Patful AJ. There's a lot of things to
Yeah, a lot of mental gymnastics.
Yeah, but you know, like you said, we don't want to beat around the bush.
Yeah, we don't want to do that at all.
No, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't be your style.
Paisano, Tone Diggs, one half of the Hammer.
Down.
Cowboys dressed as.
Formerly known as Anthony John Soprano. You
Tony's.
know him as Tony Soprano.
In the middle of the court, obviously Dirty, who is the exact replica of Russell Wilson. Hey, appreciate you, Russ. Good win in London.
Hey, Russ, Russ.
Good. We interrupted his prayer.
She holding danger, Rich?
I believe he is. Yeah, he's going to eat that whole fucking bag. In the back there, the boys dressed up to celebrate Halloween. Foxy, what are you?
Just a Lions fan. Just say it with me real quick. 3 words.
Same old Lions. Next to you, same old Lions fan is obviously
Peacemaker, John Cena. Pleasure to help you out.
Hell yeah.
Jesus Christ, looks just like him.
Peacemaker. Can you do that opening dance number from the?
I tried memorizing. I couldn't do it.
You look amazing.
Zeke
And then
Maker.
behind you on the audio celebrating this Halloween, is that who I think it is?
Hey, AJ, it's good to see you again. I haven't seen you since rookie year. I brought you a gift. I got this briefcase full of money here. The governor told me it was something about welfare. I told him just tell them farewell to all those poors and their money. It's ours now.
Oh, you're Brett Favre. Oh, that's good. That's my whole teammate, Brett Favre.
Of course.
Farewell, huh? You felt good about that?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, he knew.
I believe we have a couple other people dressed up, which we will bring in. But joining us now is a man who's in an attic in Ohio who might be staring in the mirror whenever we get on a split screen.
Probably.
Ladies and gentlemen, just like me, a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup champion, COVID survivor, multi-time. NASCAR pundit, NBA pundit, video game shit star, AJ Hawk. Hey, baby. Who's that?
What's up, guys?
I've had to kind of move this mouth a little bit. Kind of reach over. I'm just saying, I'm no one in particular. I'm just a random Chuck Berry fan, but this mouth is very claustrophobic. Very claustrophobic already, but I'm going to make it right for the next 2 to 3 hours.
What the fuck? Happy Halloween.
You look good, though, man. You look great.
Thank you. I'm you. You see it?
That's pretty cool. Who made that? What is that from?
Huh?
Is that from like a movie that I don't know about?
AJHawk.com.
Yeah. Sweet. I got a website.
I don't know if you own it, pal. This is like the NFL. This is the PAFL, what they're doing with us right now. You know what I mean, pal?
Pooping my fingernails guy made it.
How do you feel about this? You know what I mean? When you see this jersey, do you just get fucking jacked up or what, dude?
I do, especially since they played last night. You're right. I just get excited, and then I see.
Dude, what are you?
Is that me? Is that me? I don't know, man. I spent a lot of money on this thing. It's not exactly what I ordered, and I don't know what it is.
It's easy. Looks wild.
You look You look like a Targaryen or whatever it is. Targaryen?
Yeah.
You look like a Targaryen in the House of the Dragon thing.
With herpes.
You look like a psychopath.
You do look
I
like
haven't
a
seen that
serial
one
killer.
yet.
You look like a serial killer.
Colin, that's a great movie. Tom Cruise in Last Samurai is a great movie.
Hold on, there's a really good one. Billy
Oh,
T.
yeah.
Well, no, Bill.
Bill dressed up for the occasion. We appreciate him doing as such because, you know, what Bill dressed up as brought some really good feelings into all of our hearts.
I thought they took the Dahmer costumes down.
So
Well, he's not going to dress as a serial killer. He's that every day. What do we? It's
I think they
Halloween.
caught the guy who killed the Delphi girls.
They did.
They did.
I think that's good news. That's huge. That was I don't know. Is that a serial killer?
No, but that was pretty high profile.
Huge. Yeah, I think I owe. Hey, pal.
Hey, Paul.
Oh, it's Goopy.
Hey,
See you guys again.
hey, we love you,
Hey,
Gump.
Gump.
We love you, Gump,
I'm
man.
happy to be here. The PAFL, you know, they flew me out here. They thought it'd be a good, welcome back present. I'm happy.
He was walking by earlier, AJ. He was walking by this way across the thing, and I literally, I was like, is that? It's not Gump.
Oh man.
Still good to see Bill though. Still good to see
Great
Bill.
to see Bill.
Hey, Bill, thank you, Gump.
Thank you, Gump.
Billy, go.
Unfortunately, too, I don't think any more clips will be hitting Twitter because I think Gumpy just destroyed everything that's around him right now.
Yeah, there's no way Gump's happy with what just happened there. I don't know how that thing was giving me a headache. This thing was created for Ty, for Coach, right? Coach, who sent this to you? Do you remember who it was?
I think his name's like Props by Content or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, he just said, hey, thought you might watch this. It's AJ Hawkshead. I made it.
And I saw it last week, and I said, need that. It is, I think, built for Ty's head, though. So I'm getting like a full on my scalp right now, if that makes sense.
Nice. Yeah. Are you I didn't realize maybe just because I'm older, I get claustrophobic wearing this damn mask. It's weird.
Yeah, so like Ty wears the old man mask, and I've only worn it a couple times in like the last 2 years. I don't know how you go in there. You cut a massive hole out of the mouth, though.
Had to.
Right, Coach?
Yeah, had to. I fucking hate wearing this thing. Let's be honest. I mean, I'm just kind of looking at the clock right now, and it's, oh boy, I got another hour and a half in here. To be honest, I can't really turn my head sideways. I can't really see much because I do have my headphones on underneath here. And then I tried to take a sip out of my drink here. Can't do that either. It gets caught up in the thing here. So I don't know. We'll see. Happy Halloween, everybody. Commit to the bit, you know. I guess you have to.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Hope everybody's happy. Hope everybody's happy. AJ.
What is AJ?
I am so sweaty.
Look like a bleached serial killer.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm very pale. This is much paler than I am, even, I feel like.
People are saying that you, I guess Zito just told me in my ear here. People are saying you look like the Wayans brothers with the white chicks.
Oh, no. I thought Z was going to say Todd Chrisley.
Oh, boy. Maybe that's who I am. I know who he is.
Yeah. That's what I thought you were when I first saw you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk. Let's be serious.
He looks like that guy that goes in the mall food court with all the prosthetics. I don't want to be around anymore.
Carl Havoc.
Oh, Jesus.
Who?
I don't know who that person is, but I do know anything that is creepy could be said right now, and you would fit the bill.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you were going for. When you picked that mask to be purchased, what was it? Why was it, you think?
No, I was trying to go on and look up like legit masks. You know when like Chris Long was wearing a mask of like Edelman, they had those. I wanted something like that was really good, and I mean, I paid too much money for this. It's not as nearly as realistic as it showed on the website.
Oh, you don't say. You got duped, pal. Jesus Christ, it's terrible.
What was the description? Like when you bought it, what was the description?
No, I didn't say it was like a specific person. It's just like, hey, this is a sweet mask that someone spent a lot of time on, I guess. And they had a lot of old man. They had old man masks, but I didn't want to, step on Lou's toes. I figured he might be here.
All right. Well, we did it. If anybody's
Congrats.
too uncomfortable, you can take your masks off. I feel like we did our due service of representing for the holiday. And we didn't let one bad Halloween, creep into two bad Halloweens.
Can't do that.
We're in costume. Show's still working. So let's remember that going forward. We're allowed to prepare for stuff.
Huge.
Okay.
For those that are new to the program, last year we had hyped up our Halloween episodes. Hyped it up. Hey, it's going to be a big one. We're all wearing costumes. We're going to do a giveaway. Only show ever probably that we've ever really marketed and being like pumped about, aside from the Draft Spectacular, which we market as a terrible show. So it's like the only one that we were really like kind of pumped up about thinking about. And then 10 minutes before we go live on air, every camera stops working, the system goes down, and we lose all power. And then as we go live, only one camera in the entire studio was able to work, and it was the one that was shooting directly on me. So we thought to ourselves, this is what happens when we prepare, when we get excited.
Exactly.
But we got past that, didn't we? Look, we got this guy, dipshit, in his attic dressed like this. We got Coach Lou Holtz. We got The Last Samurai. We got Tony fucking Soprano. Oh!
Working here.
Everybody in the back. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Zito, you look amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Where's the eagle?
Is that how he talks?
Kind of.
Cena talks like that when he's in the
Did Z do some body double stuff for him?
Big pop out of Cena.
I do feel like a somber sausage right now. Not gonna lie.
A somber sausage. A somber sausage.
You know about that, Tony?
Those are the best type.
Can't wait for all of us and our gumas to go out later.
All right, let's talk about the PAFL.
What's up? I know we can't call it the NFL anymore.
Fucking bada bing.
All right, AJ. So the PAFL had their Week 8 of their NFL slate just yesterday. Packers got boat raced by the Bills, who might just be unstoppable. The Eagles continue their melee of the entire NFL in slaughtering the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Dallas Cowboys appear to have a team. The Vikings get a massive win. The Lions are the same old Lions, but does that mean the Dolphins are different than what the Dolphins are being? What are your thoughts coming into this PAFL Monday evening football on this Halloween, heading into Week 9, the middle of the season, Mr. AJ Hawk?
Yeah, well, I know the Packers covered, right? It was 10.5. They got beat by 10, so maybe that's a small moral victory for them.
Absolutely. Hey, way to go.
Sure. Yeah,
it's for us,
Diggs,
dude.
Josh Allen, that Bills defense, unbelievable. I know I think Orshlovsky posted one, like the fourth down stop where Vaughn just annihilates, like the tackle. Like the Bills are so damn good. They really are. The Eagles continue to go. The Eagles are legit. I know I guess 3 or 4 weeks into the season, I feel like with the Eagles, we were wondering, are they legit? Are they not? Yes, I think it's we know. We absolutely know.
That's right.
How you doing?
I'm trying to just kind of have my eyes open, but only listen to what you're saying, not see what
I'm
you're saying.
committed to the bit. Like Ty said, though, I'm in.
I saw you try to correct the mask there a little bit through because you couldn't get your Eagles take out, but I do appreciate it.
I mean, your chin just hit the microphone while he was talking.
I didn't mean to, yeah.
That was
I'm
hilarious.
basically blind in here.
Are you?
I mean, it's he's got to do the full turn for anything.
Oh, can you
Sweet. Sure, you're not Bobby Carpenter.
Dude, is that every day?
Maybe I am.
You are Bobby Carpenter.
What do you mean?
Is this a goal for what your hair is going to look like? Because I know you rock this bad boy.
No, it came like this, and I thought about spraying it black or something, but no. I like it.
So, Ohio, if any of your kids go missing or there's any bank robberies, let's assume it's this guy.
That's what he looks like right there.
I mean, that'd be stupid if I went and...
That would be a smart bank robbery.
It's a public platform. Why would I do that if I was going to go commit a crime in this mask?
This is a public platform, and I think now is the right time to have this very serious conversation about the state of the program.
Yep.
Okay? How about the PAFL telling us we're not allowed to use logos on graphics going into Week 9 of the NFL or PAFL season?
What logos, though? What exact logos are they mad at?
Okay, so when we put, let's say the Thursday graphic up, this was the exact one that was called. The Thursday graphic was the one that was screenshot and sent to us. So you know how we have like the teams and then the players on there? It was brought that we don't have the rights to use those logos in those things. And it was like, okay. But we can run plays. But if we pause plays, kind of becomes a graphic, doesn't it? If we pause the play. So we got to make sure that everything we do going forward, there isn't even a thought of a play being paused. Because you pause it, that's kind of a graphic.
Yep.
Oh!
Can't have it.
Oh! Coach?
I'll talk to him.
Coach Lou Holtz, what do you think we need to do here?
Well, I mean, if you want me, I'd like to go down to New York and Madison Avenue or wherever the fuck the league offices are, and I'd like to crack some fucking skulls. This is bullshit. Okay? This is bullshit. This is, it's not right. How much money did you spend? You said not one, not two, not three, $4 million, close to $5. This is fucking highway robbery. I mean, we've been doing it all year, and now all of a sudden, maybe some other shows who they have.
Coach, how do we keep a positive mindset through it all, though? Because there's probably a good reason for it, right? I mean, how do we stay positive?
Well, not always. There's not always a good reason.
Yeah. No.
What?
No, you don't say. What do you?
If you guys need more money, I got.
Yeah, geez.
I call my friend Johnny Sachs over in New York and fucking bring him down and fucking put him in a garbage dump if you guys need me to.
Oh! What about you, Samurai? You haven't said a fucking thing.
Hey, look, when called upon, I will answer. I am a captain of the Army, and I, will go to war for my country. And to Coach's point, I'll go down there with my samurai sword. I'll cut everybody in half if I have to.
We don't need to kill anybody.
Jesus
I won't
Christ,
kill them. As soon as I cut them in half, I'll put someone else's legs on them. And exactly, just like Chris Angel, they will be okay.
I'm surprised there's no Chris Angels in the building today.
I thought that's who AJ was going to be actually going into today.
Oh, maybe. Is that Chris
I would
Angel?
I would never mock Chris Angel.
He got the rubber face part right.
Yeah, he got the wax doll.
Don't do
look.
that. Don't do what you just did.
What do you mean?
He wears football.
We're fucking busting balls here.
Chris Angel doesn't deserve it, though.
No, he doesn't. That's a goddamn respect.
Thank you, Coach.
God.
All right, let's talk about some PAFL, please. AJ, break down tonight's game first, please. Tonight's Monday evening football game.
I need to see the beautiful graphic, though. I need to see that beautiful graphic before I break it down.
This is the big game this evening. There is a new one, I think, that's
Here we
even
go.
evolved even more. We'll get that for the next. Bring it up. Dirty's put a couple. There it is.
Nice.
Here is tonight's graphic. Here is tonight's game. Obviously, you got Joey Burrow in the Cincinnati football team with Trey Hendrickson, who loves sacking quarterbacks. That's an S-A-C-K-I-N-G.
Oh, my A's do look like U's. I
love
apologize.
sacking quarterbacks is what the Cincinnati football team is saying. And then the Cleveland squad. Obviously, with Chubb and Myles Garrett not saying much. How do you see this one going tonight, Aaron James Hawk?
I mean, I don't know what Cleveland's going to look like, but I love what Cincinnati has done. And I know they're playing in Cleveland. It'll be spooky up there. It's trick or treat for most people, but I like the Bengals to win and cover this one. Actually.
Okay, you like the Cincinnati football team -3.5.
Yes, I do.
All right, sweet. Okay, let's take 5. All right, let's take 5.
Okay.
AJ, I can't do it. I can't with this.
I know. I can't look at him, and I'll be honest, Jesus, I can't have this fucking thing on much longer. My eyes hurt so bad.
Yeah, my head is being pressed together right now from this incredibly well-built AJ Hawk mask. We did it, though.
We did the bit. We did the bit.
We did the bit.
Love Halloween.
We stuck with
Congrats.
it. This is why we can't talk about the PAFL like everybody else can.
That's right.
AJ, you want to talk about concussions?
Why not? Yeah, sure. What's happening?
Insurance? CTE?
Well,
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff actually that was running through my brain.
Taxes?
well,
What you guys need to know about concussions? I'll tell you all.
Well, you kind of, everything we just talked about.
Yeah, in one.
What, AJ?
What? Good to see my old teammate back there.
Hey, I've been meaning to send you these too. I got some. You guys need logos. I got some Southern Miss logos right here if you want to support the program.
Hell yeah.
I heard you're supporting it just enough. That guy loves Southern Miss more than anybody in history.
yes, he does.
I think concussions will be down if they used a silicone rubber like you're wearing on your head instead of helmets.
So, how about Guardian helmets being used in training camp? Was there a toughen up of the brain thing that was missed?
Or did it?
Can you toughen up your brain?
Yeah.
Ask Tua. He'll tell you.
No.
The Tua wears
Coach.
Guardian
What?
cap?
Two is okay.
I know, but you wear the Guardian caps and then his fucking brain scrambled eggs by week 4, and he's trying to come back. But Jesus Christ, if he's smacking his head against the other defenders, he probably doesn't have that situation. It's just me spitballing, thinking out loud. I mean, I'm not, you get it.
It's a good call, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, let's take 5. And on the other side, we're going to talk about the PAFL.
Sounds good to me.
A lot of storylines that I can't wait to hear AJ Hawk talk about. How about the Cowboys continuing to be the Cowboys? AJ, you've been on this team for 3 years now. You've been saying this team can make a Super Bowl run for a long time. Can they? We shall see. How about the Dolphins getting a massive win? We just talked about, too, his brain. They make bad football from the Lions.
They are terrible.
A lot of bad football from the Lions, but the Dolphins come back big, get a massive win. Tyreek Hill 4 times this season has had over 160 yards receiving. Okay, that's unstoppable. That is well worth the money. But Waddle got loose. Tua was able to get going. Goff looked like a different quarterback in the second half. The Lions kind of just folded, which is what makes Evan Fox and all Detroit say, same
old Lions.
I think they fired
putting a statue up of Barry Sanders, but they won't pay back Calvin Johnson. What were you going to say,
I
Tony?
think they fired their secondary coach today.
They did. Literally got to be the worst defense of all time, and that is why I have.
Fun fact, my friends told me Hoff was buried under that stadium.
All right, AJ?
I'm good. What's up?
Can't tell if he's frozen or just.
Looks like he eats faces.
I'm dialed in. Honestly, this kind of gets me focused. I might have to wear it every day.
No, please.
Please
don't.
Got your blinders on?
Thanks, Lou.
All right, let's take a photo. Okay.
Okay.
Let's do a thing.
Good Chuck. Make sure Chuck's in there.
Take a screenshot right now.
Oh, this song's a fucking banger.
Banger. I was wondering how long we were going to stand here.
I'll do it all fucking day. You want me to?
It's kind of uncomfortable, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Take a screenshot right now. Say something nice to somebody. Put your hashtag in the tweet. 10 random $1,000 winners on this glorious Halloween. On the other side, we'll be breaking down the PAFL in a beautiful fashion on what we should expect out of the Cincinnati football teams and the Cleveland football teams this evening. We will also be joined by Adam Schefter.
Oh, shit.
8 minutes ago. Probably going to miss out on Adam Schefter. Let's take 5. We'll be back on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend. Goodbye. System crashed out. Only one camera is of use at this moment. For those that are watching at home, we apologize. This must be a Feel Good Friday.
I can't believe that the cameras aren't working on today of all days.
Yeah, well, I mean, if
This is the universe.
Oh, hey, pal. How you doing?
Gabagool.
Wow! We're going!
I need a nice cold Bud Light.
Oh! You're fucking out!
How's your fan?
Maybe a couple whiskeys.
What? 80,000 individual eyes that are looking at these eyes right now. What the fuck are you doing?
2 scotches.
What? Are you kidding me?
Tequila. What?
55, 56, 63. That's how many new wrinkles I'm going to bring to the office.
I get things done, Patty.
Vodka. What?
He said I was on meth. I ain't ever done meth.
Dirty dressed up like Russell Wilson.
Margarita.
What?
Here we go.
He's Brett Michaels.
You're fucking out. More ice cold Bud Light. What? More ice cold Bud Light. What? More ice cold Bud Light. What?
Ice cold. Cheers.
Thanks everybody for watching. Just reading this headline here that is written on this piece of paper by Boston Connor this morning. Lou Holtz sent Brian Kelly several letters over his Notre Dame tenure to no response. This must have slipped through the cracks in the group text. Sports Illustrated is reporting, while talking to reporters this past week, Lou Holtz shared that while Brian Kelly was at the helm, he wrote him several letters over his tenure as coach. Unfortunately, Holtz said he never got a response. So, obviously, we got to go.
Well. Looks like I wasn't fibbing when I said that Brian Kelly was a big old piece of shit. He writes this guy letters and tries to tell him, hey, this is exactly what you need to do if you want to be a successful coach at Notre Dame. Okay, he didn't fucking respond to me once. You know how long it takes me to write these goddamn handwritten letters? I'm not typing them on a Macintosh. I'm not typing them on the Dell. I'm dipping my ink in the quill, and I'm writing these handwritten letters. And what does he do? He says, hey, you know what, Lou? I won't write you a letter, but I'll send some kid into a cherry picker with 85-mile-an-hour winds, and I'll kill him. And then guess what? I still won't write you a letter back. He can apologize, but it doesn't matter because Notre Dame's in the right spot. We got Marcus Freeman with 17-point underdogs at Ohio State. And I wouldn't be surprised if Brian Kelly gets run out of LSU because before too long, the boosters down there are going to find out what I found out. And that's that he's a big old steaming bag of shit.
Coach, isn't it a chance that you with those handwritten letters that he never got them? He was just checking his email?
No, you kidding me? If I fucking write a letter, it's getting on the head coach's desk, okay? You think Charlie Weiss ever got my handwritten letters or Tyrone Willingham? Those guys always wrote back to me. Always.
Oh, shit. Probably just put bacon in those letters.
Thank you, Coach.
That's your buddy Brady Quinn, okay? He knows I wrote a letter before every single Notre Dame home game. Had it in his locker.
What did you say about the game where you're taking on your future brother-in-law, A.J. Hawk?
Well, I said, good luck, Brady. Hopefully you play like a guy like Carlisle Holiday. I'm sure you remember him. He was a great quarterback at Notre Dame. Led them to a lot of success. Of course, you know, Brady, unfortunately, they had good seasons, and they got their asses beaten every single big post-game bowl. And we all remember the LSU Sugar Bowl where Marcus Russell, or whatever the hell his name was, he threw it all over the football field. And then AJ and the Ohio State Buckeyes beat the shit out of Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl.
Did you see the documentary about Manti Te'o? Seems like a really good guy that the world
You know what?
really was rude to.
Manti's a sweet kid, okay? And I'm sick and tired of everybody shitting on him and making him feel like he wasn't a sweet kid, because he was such a sweet kid. Everything that you want out of a student athlete at Notre Dame. He wasn't Catholic, which I don't love, but he's a sweet kid, and he really got misrepresented in that. I still feel bad for Manti.
Did you write him a letter when all that shit came out?
Once again, I couldn't write him a letter because he's not Catholic. If he was Catholic, I would have, but he's Mormon, and I don't know about his religion as much as I do about the Catholic religion, touchdown Jesus, all that kind of stuff. But no, you know, I feel bad because Manti was such a good player. He was the highest rated linebacker recruit Notre Dame ever had, you know, and look at him now. He's just a sad oos on a beach down in Hawaii.
Did you say sad oos? Oh my God, Coach Holtz, I did not know you had oos in the repertoire.
Yeah, of course. How do you think I recruited? We got some bad ooses in my time at Notre Dame. Offensive, defensive line. I stole a couple of them from SC and BYU and all those places.
Jesus. Oh, I'll tell you, I did not expect that today. Welcome back.
What's wrong?
Welcome back to the program. It is obviously Halloween. Happy Halloween to everybody. It is Overreaction Monday, October 31st. I'm Pat McAfee. This is AJ Hawk. The boys are here. Obviously, Boston Connor, Ty Schmidt, Tony Soprano, Diggs, and all the boys in the back. We appreciate you. Joining us now live is a man who has the inside information for the inside information, ESPN Senior NFL Insider. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Schefter.
Yeah.
Shefty.
Yeah, it's hard to be in the same screen with AJ looking like that, but let me just say this. What would Lou Holtz sound like if he took the LSU job?
Well, see, I don't know if he has that family thing that that Brian Kelly has, but Lou Holtz would always be Lou Holtz.
Yeah, he did that at South Carolina once, and he realized very early on, listen, Lou Holtz only coaches at Catholic institutions. And Brian Kelly, that's why he went down there, because he's not a good Catholic man. So he said, hey, I'll go make a deal with the devil and go to the SEC and LSU.
Anyways, Shefty, we appreciate you dressing up for Halloween. Obviously,
Yeah.
AJ is. We appreciate you, AJ.
Yeah. Woo! I'm in. I'm all in. I'm not tiptoeing in here. So it's Halloween, Shefty. Sorry if you can't take me serious, but I appreciate it.
It's not just Shefty who can't take you serious. I think this has really been a struggle. I'm just not going to look at the TV.
Can't.
Shefty, I'm looking at you, but I can't at the moment. Obviously, the Christian McCaffrey trade to the San Francisco 49ers has already paid off for them. A couple third-round picks. He throws for one. He runs for one. He catches one. Was this the plan all along whenever Shanahan was thinking about acquiring him? And did he know that he had a great arm from when he was a kid and they were in the Denver Broncos area? And why didn't the Panthers do this? And is there more of this coming with McCaffrey? Is he going to be the guy for the Niners, you think, Shefty?
Well, you know what happened, Pat? I think they looked at it as a guy that would just add a huge dynamic to their offense. And when Deebo Samuel is out, then they could feature him in a lot of different ways that they would ordinarily feature Deebo. Now, Deebo and McCaffrey, that becomes twice as dangerous. But without Deebo, there's more work for McCaffrey to do. And when you jump up in the end zone and catch a football like that, and you throw a football like that, you can do pretty much anything athletically. And that's part of what makes him such a productive player. There's so many skill sets that he has. He comes from an incredibly athletic family. His mom, Lisa, his father, Ed, his grandfather was an Olympic sprinter. I mean, they got a whole host of great genes in that family. And so he got blessed there. And obviously, it was on display yesterday in Los Angeles, and you're going to see a lot of that here down the stretch.
Hell yeah. AJ, your question?
Shefty, can we expect anything here in the last waning hours of the whole trade deadline situation? Any blockbusters we may see?
Well, here's the thing, AJ. We've already seen, 8 trades. So I think in football, we get a little spoiled here because football is usually not like the NBA or Major League Baseball where all these deals happening before the deadline. In the last couple of weeks, there have been some blockbusters. There have been big deals. I still think we'll see more deals before the trade deadline is up tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern. I still think that there'll be other trades that are made. You know what it's like right now, honestly? It's a little bit like a fever that all the GMs and front offices have caught. It used to be that very few people wanted to make trades. I think people have seen the success that certain teams have had making deals, and everybody now is all in. So if there's a trade to be had, you go make the deal.
I think it's a perception of complacency that teams have to face now because of social media making the world much smaller. I've talked about this a couple different times, but I think it's a very real phenomenon that's currently happening with a generation of people that are being introduced to social media. They're hearing from their fans directly on a regular basis, where back in the past they maybe didn't have to. They were able to kind of shield it all out. Now they're like, hey, we can go on a run. We have a team to go on a run. Let's make a trade. Let's go. And some people are like, yeah, you know what? Fucking right. Let's do it. Why not? Well, at least we're taking a shot at it,
Yeah, and Pat, along those lines, if they're hearing the noise, there are teams that are winning and doing better than expected, and their fan bases want those teams to add and upgrade their talent. And the teams that are underperforming, they're like, hey, screw it, let's go trade some of these guys and start building up draft picks for next year, especially players on expiring contracts who may not be back here anyway next year. So you fall into 2 camps, right? Either you're looking to add or you're looking to delete, but everybody's calling out for more trades, and the general managers and front offices, I think, find it more acceptable to trade in this day and age because there are teams like the Rams that have had such great success doing it in previous seasons.
The Professional American Football League is obviously incredible because of the off-the-field stuff that takes place. Kamara, we thought, was maybe going to be traded to the Bills. Remember that was being talked about? Yep. Maybe Kamara to the Bills, who need him. Obviously, the Bills definitely need Kamara. But then he goes out and has, 3 touchdowns yesterday? Mm-hmm. Is that a whole game changer for what was going to happen to Kamara from what you're hearing, or is he still potentially on the block?
I don't think they're ever trading him. I spoke to the Saints on Friday. They told me they were not trading him on Friday. So that came up. And when they come off a win and you are all in like the Saints are, let's keep in mind, the Saints during the offseason traded their 1 in 2023 and their 2 in 2024 to Philadelphia for a 1 last year that they used on Trevor Penning, the offensive lineman who hasn't played this year. Now, again, they made that trade because they felt like that they could win the NFC South and make some noise in the playoffs. The season has not gone according to plan, but they're coming off a 24-0 shutout, so I'm sure they feel probably pretty good about themselves. They play a week from tonight on Monday Night Football at home again against the Baltimore Ravens, and in a division that's as down as the NFC South. I guarantee you, as dismal as the Saints season has been, they still think they can go win the division and make some noise because that's what they thought in the offseason when they traded a future 1 and 2 for a 1 last year.
Okay, so that NFC South's wide open. What will the Falcons do? You know, the Falcons, what will they do? What team should we be looking at to potentially sell in your eyes?
Well, it's interesting because Denver yesterday was in a situation where if Denver had lost, I think you might have seen them make at least a trade, maybe multiple trades. But they win the game, and so some teams are give up on the season just quite yet. It's a little early to do that. But I could see Denver making a trade. I definitely could see Bradley Chubb being dealt by the trade deadline tomorrow. That wouldn't surprise me. I think there are some other players that teams are calling out. I don't think Denver's going to trade one of the wide receivers that they have. And I just think that every team that has had a disappointing season has got to look at its roster and decide whether or not they want to try to hang in there or whether they're going to sacrifice some of these players today for picks tomorrow. But again, how many trades are we going to see by tomorrow anyway when we've already seen 8, Pat? We've already seen 8 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot. Christian McCaffrey being one of them is obviously a big-time name. Robbie Anderson got traded. And then now we're going to talk about, you know, what's going on with some of the good teams that can maybe go on a run. Ty, your question for Schefter.
Yeah, Schefter, last night with the Packers getting beat and dropping to 3-5. I mean, they're one of the prime examples of those teams where it's very loud, you know, hey, we need to trade for someone. Do you get the inclination that they're going to make any moves? Because all we've really heard is that if they are going to trade for someone, it's going to be a wide receiver who's still on a rookie contract, but also the Packers really hold a premium on their draft picks, so it seems like they're never really trying to deal those either. Do you think the Packers are going to do something before the trade deadline tomorrow?
Oh, no.
I think they've been in the background. I think they've been in the background exploring moves for offensive playmakers. I don't know that they're going to be able to get something done. It's going to be tough. Again, I don't think we're going to see that many trades. I could be proven wrong considering all we've seen, but if they could add an offensive playmaker in Green Bay, if they could still do that, even coming off 4 straight losses, I still think that they would have an interest in doing that.
How about Odell Beckham Jr.?
You know, here's the thing there. He is an unbelievable player. But there is so much Odell talk, and I think people forget. He's coming off his second knee surgery on that ACL. He is going to be 30 years old, I think, this month or next month, very soon. If he's going to a new team, how much of an impact is he really going to make? You tell me later in the season. I don't think he's going to play until post-Thanksgiving. He's an unbelievable player. He would have won the Super Bowl MVP, but there are some things that he's going to have to overcome. And so I think my point is that people are counting on him being this magic solution, and I think he could help, but I don't think he's going to all of a sudden take the Green Bay Packers and turn them from a 3-5 team to the NFC North champs.
Okay, Schefter. Go ahead, AJ.
Schefter, saying that, do you have any kind of idea where he may go? What team wants him the most, maybe, or maybe offered him a nice package?
Well, you know, the great part about what he's doing is he gets to sit back, gets to pick a spot where he can be relevant and where he can help. So the Rams, I always thought, were the most natural landing spot. But the Rams now lost again yesterday, and you have to wonder if they're going to win enough games to hold in there to make it worthwhile for him and the Rams to make a deal like that happen. Now, to me, that's still the spot that makes the most sense. They've treated him medically. They know him. He knows them. I think he likes L.A. They love having him. There's a lot of mutual love there and respect. But the Rams have to do their part and hang in the playoff picture. Otherwise, if you're Odell, why go back to that when you can go help a team win a Super Bowl?
What do they say? The Rams and the Niners are in on everybody and they compete against each other. Are the Niners potentially in on Odell Beckham Jr.?
I'll say this. I've wondered that. If they keep winning, why would they not look at him? They were interested in him last year. I think he'd like to be in LA. But look, they certainly could use another wide receiver. They've had a lot of injuries. Yesterday, they were down to basically Ayuk. Jawan Jennings didn't play. Deebo Samuel didn't play. They were short at that spot anyway. To me, that's an intriguing match, and we'll find out whether the two sides both feel the same way that we all do.
You're the man. We appreciate you so much for joining us. Have an incredible Halloween, and AJ has some final parting words for you.
Schefter, you going trick-or-treating tonight?
I wish I could. I wish I could take my daughter trick-or-treating, but we have Monday Night Countdown, and Monday Night Countdown falls on Halloween.
I thought you might be doing something cool around the stadium or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, AJ.
I wish.
We used to do that in hotels.
Hey, you do a great job on there. Can't wait to watch. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Schefter.
Yeah, Schefter.
Thank you, buddy. I hope you're happy.
Fucking what are you saying? I got partying. What kind of partying words do I ever have for anyone we talk?
I don't
know.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
You go trick or treating. Think about Schefter. He's in a van. He's in a ride right now to get to the set or whatever for the Monday Night Football Countdown for the Professional American Football League.
Of course.
And he's calling it. We appreciate him joining us here. He calls in. We call in. We have a show, and that face pops up on the screen while he's talking to him.
Surprised he didn't drop his phone.
There was times AJ was putting on chapstick and fixing his face.
Pulling his eyes
so
to the
gross.
sides.
Oh, man. We appreciate you, AJ. Hey, thank you, AJ.
Thank you, AJ.
Appreciate you, man. All right, let's talk about some of the teams here that are around the NFL. Are the Raiders dead? Masked AJ?
What happened? What happened? I know Josh McDaniels came in and taking a bunch of credit for them being not good, and he had another interview or another long sit down, right, with the owner?
Yeah, Mark Davis and him sat down for a long time, which I don't know if the owner and the coach meet after every single game. I assume they do. This one was much longer, and obviously it's going to be much longer when you get shut the fuck out.
Yeah.
By the Saints. Now, playing in New Orleans is not an easy thing to do, okay? The New Orleans defense is very good. We have a lot of respect for a lot of people on that New Orleans team as a whole. 24 fucking zip is a team, what? Did that team quit? These are all the questions that I have to ask. Did that team quit? Are they trash? Do they not believe in what Josh McDaniels is? No, this is just 1 week in which they get blown the fuck out. They look like a preseason football team playing against the Saints and Kamara, who just went off completely. Was that a showcase game for Kamara? Because remember, Kamara tweeted about maybe being traded. Did he feel as if he had to go out and prove to the world that he is still Kamara? Nonetheless, he did. It was against the Raiders. It's not fantastic for the Las Vegas squad at this point. 17 zip at that point. It go on to be 24 zip. Raiders don't get on the board. They paid Devontae Adams record-breaking money. Derek Carr's getting big money. Chandler's getting money. I mean, the whole team, you go around that entire team, they're
Head
paying.
coach is getting money. Head coach got a big old deal.
They're paying everybody right over there. Mark Davis has got to be like 24 zip. I mean, we look not just bad, we look like a terrible quitting team. And I just don't know. I just don't know how this is going forward. That locker room has to take an onus on it, I think. Getting shut the fuck out like that and being an embarrassment for a team that's supposed to be good and in a division that is very talented from top to bottom. That's not a good showing. But, man, what the fuck's going on over there? They don't like Josh McDaniels? Is that what's going on? They hate him?
It was mind-blowing because it felt like the Raiders had kind of turned.
Josh Jacobs.
Turned a corner after some tough losses earlier in the season. And the even more mind-blowing thing is the Saints gave up 42 to Arizona, 30 to Cincy, 32 to Seattle, 28 to Minnesota. Like, their defense had not been playing good, and they pitched a shutout yesterday.
So Kamara says, I'm back, and the Saints defense says we're back. On the same day? That's what the Raiders coaches are saying? That's what they're looking in the mirror saying happened? And what are the players saying down there, AJ?
I can't imagine like they're not buying into McDaniel's system and what he's doing, though. Like, he seems – I talk about McDaniels being a great play caller all the time. I'd have to jump in and really see exactly what they're doing, but they have the players, don't they? They definitely have the roster.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple third and shorts yesterday. I was watching, and Jacobs has run for, what, 200? Not 200, literally, but like the last three games.
They get 185 or something.
Yeah, 150 plus.
They didn't give him the ball in like third and short, which was, I mean, sure, you can do that, whatever, but it was like, give the guy who's got the hot hand like as many touches as you can, right?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of, there's a lot of people that are so much smarter than all of us.
True.
And it always shows up on Sundays whenever teams are doing stuff. And it's like, that makes no sense. Why are you doing that? And it's like, well, this is the way we do it. It's like, well, the way you do it, it doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, but this is the way we do it. Okay. I mean, the teams that are winning seem to be doing shit that's working, then they just continue to do that and expand upon that. Could you imagine fucking Odell ends up with the Niners?
Oh.
We were just talking to Schefter there. Schefter has a pretty good relationship around the NFL. The Niners are in on somebody. The Rams are in on somebody. That's basically what we were told during the megacast from Schefter or whatever, for whatever reason. Probably because they're similar people, similar interests, similar type of operation, whatever the case. If Odell ends up there and these teams that are good end up getting him, I mean, it's just like the rich get richer almost, and all of us other teams just have to sit and watch. The Raiders spend a bunch of money. They stink, but all these other teams they don't stink. I'm just saying they get blown out.
Yeah.
All these other teams that seem to be aggressive, it's paying off for them.
And Schefter mentioned Howie Roseman and the Eagles. Like, if Odell goes to the Eagles, because Howie checks in on everything, like, why wouldn't he pick that place? They're undefeated. He probably has the best chance to win there, and he doesn't have to go in there and be like the guy, where in some other places he would.
And Meek Mill makes bangers.
Yeah.
You can already see Odell dancing in warm-ups in Philadelphia over there with Meek Mill in the background. And the last time Meek Mill performed on the field, it was like Monday Night Football, and he got his way. He was stepping all over.
That's right.
He didn't get flustered at all. I mean, he stepped on a cheerleader at one point, I think, because he was backing up to go.
Hard.
He didn't even stutter at all. It was just like, excuse me, sorry about it. Let's go that. Imagine Odell Beckham Jr. joining this Eagles. This Eagles team is fucking phenomenal to watch, AJ. Phenomenal to watch.
Doesn't it look like fun?
Oh.
It looks like a lot of fun to not only play on the team, coach on the team, but be a fan of this team. Like, they should enjoy this moment for sure.
Sirianni has like kind of just put it into their brains like, hey, this is who we are. We're electrifying. We're good. And we're not scared to talk a little shit. I enjoy that Eagles team a lot. And they're going to run the NFC until further notice.
Yes.
And it's a weapon on offense. Their defense is a bunch of dogs. And they took the soul of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Once again, we can run this right. We pause this. Whoa,
Whoa.
whoa, 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 whoa. Pause.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Ho!
Think about how many hoes there are. Pitt, Philly, Detroit, Miami, all on that right there.
That's not
There's
good.
a Eagle's eye in the background.
Yep, that's
too.
exactly right.
Jesus.
And 2 players on screen, I believe, or maybe 3 players on screen.
Jesus. Play it. We're fucking.
Stop.
Jeez.
But they're protecting the players. Don't put the fucking players on our screen, because if you do, they're very unprotected.
Yeah, that was also something that was mentioned.
Unprotected?
Come on, bro.
Yeah, STDs, maybe.
You don't get it.
You don't understand.
Look at the time Jalen Hurts has, man.
Yeah.
He was sitting there, and we thought TJ Watt was playing too, which kind of changes everything, and felt like I was a little bit duped. Let's assume he's back soon. Another wide, got a touchdown, and the Steelers had a little creativity in the red zone. It didn't matter. The Eagles are a fucking wagon. Jalen Hurts can make every single throw. Jalen Hurts is a weapon, and with the way, AJ Brown, Devontae, and the whole crew, they're a team, man. You got to have weapons, just like the Vikings. I like this Vikings team a lot, AJ. What are your thoughts on watching an NFC North team, not named the Packers, seem to take the world by storm? And the entire professional American Football League fan base needs to recognize this isn't the Vikings of the past. This seems to be the Vikings feel like a wagon, AJ, early on.
Yeah, they do. And Kirk's playing well, and their defense, I like what they do at times too. But it doesn't matter with Kirk, though. Until they get into the playoffs, primetime games, like people are going to say, this is great, but they're always going to hold out and say, well, until he does it and makes a run in the playoffs, like, they're not going to believe it.
Should we talk more about the job Kevin O'Connell has done? I feel like we should. Yeah. Kevin O'Connell, new GM, named
Kwesi Adofo-Mensah.
Good job for both of them. Congrats, Ians. You guys have done a great job. That culture feels like they had a good team. Always seem to have a good team. But for one reason or another, weren't able to get over the hump, weren't able to get going. Then as soon as the new GM comes in, new head coach, GM takes a shot at the quarterback like first day of training camp. But aside from that, as soon as the new head coach comes in, empowers the team almost. You start talking about Adam Thielen, talking about how great the building is. You hear Kirk Cousins talk about how happy he is to go into work, how everything's just much different. Not better, just much different. They're getting a lot better outcome. I'm happy for the Vikings. I'm happy for the team. I'm happy for Kevin O'Connell. Fucking stinks for the Packers, though, to be in a questionable year with the Vikings doing what they're doing right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like at this point, unless the Vikings just absolutely collapse, like they're 4 losses up. In like the loss column on the Packers, like they basically have that division wrapped up as of today, as long as they don't completely collapse. And with the way they're playing, like it does not look like that's anywhere in the future.
Congrats to the Vikings. Another team that has the division locked up. The Titans beat the Texans, and Derrick Henry had 32 rushes for 219 yards and 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry is on the perfect team. Let me tell you why. Derrick Henry is an absolute stallion. I mean, he's faster than guys that are smaller than him. He's more powerful than the people that are supposed to be powerful on. But he's on a team, too, that the head coach is like, yeah, we will run the ball 32 times with this guy. And if it's not working early, we're going to stick with it because we're going to punch the team in the mouth. It's the perfect situation for a Derrick Henry-like running back to be in because you have a head coach who's all about kind of imposing your will on another team. That Derrick Henry experience for defenses around the professional American Football League is no fun. Vrabes knows that. Derrick knows that. The offensive line knows that. After the win over the Texans, who showed some fight, hey, shout out to the Texans.
Yeah, Houston.
They're 1-5-1, showed some fight. Sure. They're not great. The Jags just lose to the Broncos. The Colts just lost in the last second in our homecoming Ring of Honor Tarek Glenn game. So the Titans are going to win the AFC South. They are firmly in the driver's seat. Number one team in the AFC last year. It feels like this year the run game is a little bit more appreciated from the teams who are at the top, and the Titans have been ahead of the game for that for a long time. Tannehill out, Malik in, still get a win, rushed it 32 times. I like that Titans team, and I like the Vrabel knows what he has, AJ.
Yeah, we're starting to get to November, December, January when this is what Vrabes absolutely loves. Like, he'd like to run the ball 50 times a game if he could win that way.
The Tennessee football team won when their quarterback threw for 55 yards and an interception.
And this is not the first time a game has been won in the Professional American Football League where the quarterback hasn't just popped off. Now, a lot of the teams winning, quarterback has to pop off. Sure. But it feels like there is a little bit of an undercurrent if you kind of look for it in the Professional American Football League where the run game is becoming a lot more important, a lot more creative. And Derrick Henry is going to be a tough guy to tackle whenever, however.
Well, and we always talk about in the Professional American Football League, like sometimes coaches will panic when they go down early and, maybe the game plan was one thing and then once they start losing, they completely change it. Like Vrabel, it seems like, never gets away from what they know they're good at. Like he knows that if Derrick Henry gets the ball 30 times, whether they're down by 10, whether they're down by 14, they just got to keep feeding their workhorse and it'll come back, and obviously that's what happened.
And just punish.
And I think there was that stat yesterday that said that, A.J. Brown had more touchdowns in the first half than Tennessee receivers have all of this year. Like
one. I think Tennessee wide receivers have one touchdown.
Yeah. He has more yards than all of them combined.
Which has kind of been the story of the Titans.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why whenever Tannehill got paid, we were all surprised because that playoff run was off of the Henry train. Mm-hmm. The Henry train was just, bam, we're just going to hand this thing off. And that was towards the entire back half of the season. It became the Derrick Henry show. Do you remember that? Every primetime game was Derrick Henry just running the ball. We were in the middle of this, transition to the throw-heavy league. Rules are being changed. And then Derrick Henry and the Titans were on primetime television. Derrick Henry was just fucking popping off. And we asked him, or he was asked about how and why he flipped the switch. He said Eddie George taught. Remember, that was a whole storyline. Yes. Eddie George taught him how to run a little bit differently and change his mindset. He became this guy. And they ride all the way into the playoffs. And then the Chiefs have this miraculous comeback. And if the Chiefs don't have that miraculous comeback, they would go on to win the Super Bowl. If they don't, the Titans are probably the team that are fucking in there. And that's a whole conversation to have about what ifs. If they were fifths, we'd all be drunk, says Darius Butler, but that's a real thing to think about. Then they paid Tannehill. We were all very surprised. Yes. We're like, thought this was the Derrick Henry show. They end up paying him $50 million. Tannehill gets $100 million. But that team has always been through Derrick Henry, and I think they know it. And it's not good for the Colts because I don't think that guy's slowing down.
No.
I don't think Derrick Henry's slowing down. He's only heating up right now, AJ.
This is how he always it's always a steady incline the whole season. Then he's just pounded people the last couple months, always. And that's I would imagine that's the plan in Tennessee.
He takes on the pound town, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Hey, what's the month? November? Mm-hmm. Welcome to fucking Pound Town, Tennessee.
Hell yeah.
You're gonna hate it.
What is it? December? You're talking long stroke in Pound Town, Tennessee.
When there's frost on the pumpkin.
Pound Town, Tennessee. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Mm-hmm. New Year, saying me. Pound Town, Tennessee. That is what they do. I respect it. I enjoy it. Vrabel seems like the perfect coach for a Derrick Henry-like player. I don't love that they're in the same division as the Colts, who might stink.
Well.
Okay, might stink.
I don't know if you'd say.
Well, your guy, Ellinger, though. Ellinger looks like he could be the dude.
Ellinger's got moxie. Hey, kid's got moxie. He hit the circle button like 4 or 5 times yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking first drive, we hand the ball off, we get nothing, which seems to be a story. Till JT broke a long one, which was great. He was back. and then he wasn't.
Right.
And is that Jonathan Taylor or is that the offensive line? I mean, you know what I mean? Because we're on the field. I don't think there's a lot of openings, but like last year, what was it? Did Jonathan Taylor make up for a bad line last year, or was Jonathan Taylor benefacting from a good line last year and they're a bad line this year, and Jonathan Taylor not making the same plays this year? Whatever the case, he got booed.
Yes.
They were booing Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor, actually, or the whole offense?
Well, it happened to be after every time Jonathan Taylor ran the ball, but I think it was a booing of the whole offense. But if you're Jonathan Taylor, you could have potentially, because it's every time you're touching the ball, there's really no yards being gained. You hear a couple boo. It wasn't a lot. It was like 100 people probably. But if you get 100 people in a stadium of 70-some thousand, that's not a lot of people.
Roof's closed.
But you still can hear. You know what I mean? You can still hear there was some boo bird. I think it was about the whole offense, but it was definitely whenever Jonathan Taylor was gaining negative yards. And I assume a lot of Colts fans are confused about what the fuck happened to the offensive line, but also what the fuck happened to Jonathan. He was our weapon. He was our guy. And then now it's not at all. It's an interesting situation with Jonathan Taylor in Indianapolis because I think he's still the guy. I think he showed yesterday he's still the guy. But then in the second half when we need him, nothing. Nothing. There's no yards to be had, it feels like. And he's dead. Sam Ehlinger had good moxie. Seems like Michael Pittman Jr. is an absolute fucking dog. Had a drop late. Everybody's going to kill him for it. You've done enough, Pittman.
Yeah.
That fucking drop, obviously you can't have it. Can't become a habit, but I'm not going to bury you for it because of how good you've been. Paris Campbell, OH.
I.O., he's great.
Legend. He's starting to come on. Alec Pierce is making plays for Sam Ehlinger. Jelani Woods is on the field. I don't think he got the ball as much. Sam Ehlinger will learn. A 6'7" fucking guy on the field is a good person to throw the ball to. But there's like a lot of promise and hope. And Jonathan Taylor is like at the bottom of the hope, I think, in everybody's eyes. When just a year ago, that was not the case at all. Like, this guy's our MVP. It's weird what has happened with the Indianapolis Colts, AJ. Weird.
How frustrating it's got to be for him, for Jonathan Taylor, though, too. He's so, like, he was probably thinking, 2,000 plus this year. And then all of a sudden, like, running backs, they can definitely, teams can make an effort to shut your running backs down. Now, obviously, we see Derrick Henry, it doesn't always work. They can stack the box, whatever it may be, and your O-line may not be opening up the big gaping holes like they were the year before. But, yeah, running back's tough, man. You really do rely on everybody so much.
I can't take him serious.
Him saying big gaping holes with that mask on.
He was tough with a straight face, but every face he makes is a straight face right now because his face doesn't have any emotion. He looks like a fucking serial killer.
Yes, he does.
Happy Halloween, AJ.
Happy Halloween, AJ.
Can't wait. Hope you guys are trick-or-treating tonight.
Well, Schefter isn't, because he's fucking working.
Yeah.
Schefter, you got to check your own stadium.
You just put all your kids in a wagon and pull them around, Age, or how you do it?
No, Axel's leading the charge, right?
No, they're a little old now, so they'll be running. I'll be walking, trying to keep track.
Wearing that?
Are you wearing it? Yeah. Do you wear that or you go AJ Hawk face?
This thing definitely is going to – I may wear this. I don't know. Either this I have another thing I might throw on.
Don't.
We'll see. Should I wear this?
Cops might shoot you if you're wearing that.
You're too comfortable.
Well, I'm gonna ride my bike through the streets wearing this. That was the plan.
Yeah, don't.
For real. My Serial, my e-bike.
You should get a video of that and put that up on your Instagram. Just put some creepy music in the back. Yeah, it'd be good content.
Michael Myers music.
Yeah, because you look like you want to eat a human. You know what I mean?
I do not. I would not do that.
No, but I'm just saying what you look like. You look like a person.
Oh, what's Halloween? That's what it's supposed to be scary and spooky.
Spooky.
Yeah, I guess.
You look like Great Samurai.
Thank you.
Make sure you check your candy, okay, Age? People are fucked up.
Yeah, razor blades.
Razor blades, Molly, fentanyl, it's all in there.
Drugs.
Right? People putting that would be a thing, I guess, right?
Yeah, they are.
Dope gummies.
Saw it on the news.
People putting fentanyl in fucking
Who's
candy?
getting candy that's not open, though? Anyone eating candy that's opened? And it looks like they resealed it or something?
No, it's in, those gummies that are sometimes like Skittle packaging or...
Let's just do whatever.
Why would people give away free weed then? Why would they want to give kids weed?
I don't know.
Yeah, never. Right, that would never happen, I don't think. But it's definitely a fear. The fentanyl thing is real. Like, if people are going through the trouble of fentanyl and
there's like rainbow fentanyl candy that looks like M&M's, I guess.
It's ridiculous.
Come on. Come on.
And that's what
just leave your light off. Just leave your light off.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. I'm turning the light off.
Yeah.
Do not come.
Sorry about it.
I should have gotten big Reese's, but I didn't. That's why I'm not going to do it. I don't have the king-size Reese's. So I can't let down the kids who definitely knew that I'm in the neighborhood, because if I didn't have the biggest, I'd feel like an asshole because you keep notes and tallies. So next year, here's a promise to my neighborhood. Next year, I'm going to remember the king-size Reese's.
Don't do
it. And I'm going to be the best neighbor in the land.
Don't do it, because if you do it next year, then guess what? The year after that, word spreads fast. You're just gonna get bombarded with people
Yeah,
at
we
your
used
house.
to just go to neighborhoods.
Oh, yeah.
The go to people's neighborhoods is the play, but then you can't. It's probably his neighborhood everybody's going to.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, it's gated, so they can't get in, but.
True, but you can try.
Is General Bob giving out signed 8x11s of him
Protein.
playing linebacker
You know,
at
cool.
Ohio State?
I should get some video. I will be cruising around with Bob a little bit. Our sons are going to be together.
Oh, he's going to be hammered.
What a life you're living right now. So you're with Bob Carpenter on a regular basis. That has to be fantastic.
Yes, it is. I get to see Bob a lot more now. We live a little closer to him during some renovation situation we have going on here. So I get to see Bob a lot. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is fantastic.
He is the hype man. He will get any party going. If something is dead, Bob will not stand for that. He will make sure people are up and having a good time.
I appreciate Bob.
Love you, Bob.
Okay, let's take 5, and then on the other side, let's talk about tonight's Professional American Football League game.
Woo!
Yeah.
It sucks saying that.
It does.
It does.
I'm starting to really like it.
The PAFL?
Yeah.
Every time I go to say it, I question what the A stands for. Athletic,
America.
but it's American.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
American. Professional
Kinda
American
fucked up.
Football
Yeah,
League.
kinda
10
fucked
times
up the
better
other
than
one.
that other.
Doesn't
we
have
do,
America in it.
We do have respect, though, for the other footballs out there. That's why the American football
Yes.
Correct.
That's right.
is right there in the middle of. It's at the heart of our league.
Exactly.
Especially as the Soccer Lombardi kicks off this or next month. You got to honor it by calling it football.
Yeah. So the Professional American Football League.
Yes.
right.
We are AF
We are AF.
as fuck,
Goddamn right.
aren't we, AJ?
I guess so. And the XFL announced all their names too.
Whoa! I don't even know if we're allowed to.
Yeah, don't say that.
Let's not even get into that game.
Let's go, Brahmas.
Whoa.
Careful.
Sorry, said
Boys.
it. Sorry
What about the
it.
Vipers? What about the
Diggs.
Vipers?
No, I respect and I honor Hines Ward and the Brahmas.
The Vegas Vipers got somebody we like, Rod
Rod
Woodson.
Woodson.
Uh-huh.
Also, but he left the team, so.
How about Black Adam getting one night of pancakes and sushi
What?
after his global tour? Wakes up the next morning, promo for the XFL.
Has to do it.
Hey, Dwayne, we appreciate you, bud.
Thank you, Dewey.
Good work out there, pal.
Love you, Dwayne.
Hey, audience score over 90%, AJ.
Damn.
Black Adam.
Is that
For
good?
Black Adam, I've heard great things about it. What about that Taylor Swift album? I've heard mixed reviews.
Got top 10 in streams
Smashing success.
of all time, yeah.
Oh, it got a lot of listens?
Yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Good. I haven't heard it all. I've heard a couple.
Adele, Easy on Me, still untouchable.
The song? Yeah.
As a song?
It's a great song.
Yeah, it's releases. She is number one by tens of millions.
Oh, she's talking to herself, right? Isn't she in that song?
I think so.
I think Adele's talking to herself.
It's a good song.
Or
She can
telling
sing.
other people.
I'm a big Adele fan.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
awesome.
She is good, man. She's still with Rich Paul?
Yeah, I think so. I think I seen him in an event, maybe.
They're going to games.
Yeah, they do go to games. You got to be careful, though.
Why?
Adele, she can
What's
sing.
that?
She can sing.
What are you talking about,
What are
Captain?
you talking about?
What are you?
Just, if you got some time on this Halloween and you're looking
Let's
for a
get to a
scary
break.
story.
Let's get to a break. Let's get to a break. I mean, with the way this guy's dressed.
Yeah.
Let's get to a break. Let's take 5. Let's become adults.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Let's be mature.
I agree. Come on, guys.
Hell yeah. Talk PAFL, baby.
You think this goes in?
100%.
100%.
That's in.
Yep.
Get the other way. Oh, say something nice to somebody. Take 5.
Take 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, a man with the dog mentality, Paisano, Coach Sirianni. You're fucking awesome, dude. Did you ever feel any pressure that you were going to have to change and adapt to being a head coach and speaking in the same bullshit ways that every other head coach talks in?
Some of the best advice I got was be yourself, because if you're not yourself, everyone's going to see through it.
The messaging is the same. You're just doing it in your own way. And I think that's the most important part. And being authentic, you're 100% right. As you were saying, if I wasn't me, everybody who will tell the fucking locker room immediately going to be like, well, this guy, he's a stooge. There's another coach that wants to talk to you. Coach Sirianni, your question for Coach Sirianni?
I feel like I know you just as good as I know myself.
What is it about Jalen, you think, from your point of view, last year to this year, that is like cementing him as a guy that people are talking about? This motherfucker might win the MVP.
Well, I know which one thing you want me to say. He's a dog.
Yeah! Yeah!
He's a dog.
Yeah! Fucking dog!
Do you maybe want to play best 2 out of 3, rock, paper, scissors, coach versus coach?
You're there forever, huh? Like, you have to have that mindset as the head coach. Like, do you feel like you're the perfect head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles? Because it feels like the team is the perfect representative of the city of Philadelphia. And I might be wrong. I'm from Pittsburgh, so the Johns are going to judge me for that.
I love the passion of the city and how much they care about football because I care about football. I love football. I don't have a lot of hobbies. My biggest hobby is football.
Rock, paper, scissors,
shoot.
Oh,
what you got?
Scissors.
Yeah, the same person.
Okay.
We both threw scissors.
Dog mentality really is to be in the moment that you're in now and not worry about what happened in the past, not worry about what's going to happen in the future. It's all about our process and about being here today to make sure we're about to go 1-0 this week. That's it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, rough.
I definitely got Jason Kelce the kegs of beer. I was just trying to sweeten the deal of him coming back. As long as I'm the football coach here, I want him here, so I'm ready to give as many kegs of beer to him next year and the year after that and the year after that because that guy is a dog.
Rock, paper, scissors,
shoot.
Same man.
We are getting our ass kicked in this preseason game. Belichick is taking it to us. It's halftime, and we are getting booed like you've never been. I was like,
paper,
rock, paper,
scissors,
shoot.
Oh, I think you might have rock there, but hey.
You got no idea what I'm going to do because you're like, there's no way he's throwing scissors again. Come on, baby. I got a damn flower thrown at me. Right? A flower chucked down. We lost to the Chargers. Boom, flower chucked down.
Hey, how's your little manure settling in? That's literally what that John said as they were throwing that John at you. They were like, how's the manure and how's the flowers coming, coach?
Hey, this is game 7 here. Rock, paper, scissors,
shoot.
Scissors again. He threw scissors again, so did I. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, you guys are the same. Come on, hey, this is for 15 or 10.
Paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, dog mentality.
I got dog mentality, coach. What can I tell you?
You know, it's just like I'm frustrated with flying cars because I'm obsessed with that. Like, I want a flying car.
Me too.
What I got is my phone instead. It's like, well, the future is on your phone really right now. It's not like literally in front of you. You can't get into a flying car, but you know, your phone has it all. It's like, I don't want this phone. I'm not going to have this phone 14 hours a day like you young people do. No, thank you. Like, I'm not from that generation. Like, you know, give me a flying car. You know? and honestly, when we shut down the Mars missions, you know, we were supposed to be going in 2024, and we shut it down. But a lot of people don't realize is, you know, from here to the moon is 208,000 miles roughly. You know, 200. So you can think about that. Well, in this country, you know, a long road trip could be 4,000 miles, and you know how far it is to Australia. You know, so 200,000 miles. You know, that you think about that, and you know that's far, but like Mars. Think about this: is 250 million miles. 250 million miles. So, you know, that's a little different thing because, you know, when you go, you know, it takes about anywhere from, you know, 9 to 11 months to get there, depending on the alignment.
Are you going to fucking Mars?
And so,
Jim, are you going to Mars? It sounds like you're...
I wish I was. You know, maybe you'll have, I think you have a chance to do a show from there when you're 80, Pat.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show on Halloween. Yeah. Today's show is presented by Cash App. Bill Belichick against the Jets. That's money. AJ Brown in the red zone. That's money. When personal finance connects you to both your funds and the stuff that matters. That's money. And that's Cash App. You guys know what else is money?
What's that?
Buying Bitcoin or stocks with as little as $1.
What? Yeah.
Being able to handle our giveaways quickly.
What?
Sending.
What?
Spending.
What?
Saving.
What?
Splitting.
What?
Tipping.
What?
Donating all in a single finance app.
Donating.
That's money, and that's Cash App. Download Cash App and use code McAfee for $15. Terms apply.
Hell yeah.
Fun fact, whoever wrote that read, A.J. Brown and the Eagles only ran one play in the red zone. They didn't have to get into the red zone to score all their points. That's a fun fact.
Yeah. Oh! That's money.
Sure.
Also money. A.J. Brown, worthy of the pay and worthy of the trade.
Yep.
3 tuds in the first half against the Pittsburgh Steelers
Right.
who seemed to lost their way, lost their soul. Speaking of lost their soul, this is a soulless-looking human. Who isn't? It's actually college football national champion and Super Bowl champion A.J. Hawk, who's celebrating Halloween more than everybody else. Hi, A.J.
Hi, how are you guys?
Pretty scared.
Bro, I am so impressed by the commitment to the bit here.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is an hour and 20 minutes you've been in this thing.
Doesn't matter how long it goes. I'm here.
Are you going to wear that all day? Is this one of those things where, like, I started wearing a necklace, ironically, and then just became a thing? Is this just the new AJ Hawk? Look at you. You love the hair. Is that what you're doing with the hair next?
Oh.
Are you doing
The hair
it with-
just keeps changing. I don't have time to take it off on those little quick breaks. It's too much to get this sucker back on. So, yeah.
Oh, so you're saying
We're
you
just
don't
dealing
like it.
with
You're just stuck with it.
Okay.
Oh, so you're stuck with that.
Oh no,
next.
I don't mind. I don't mind it at all. I wish I wouldn't have had to mess it up a little bit to rip it open so I could speak. But yeah, I'm okay with it.
Well, you're amazing. We appreciate you.
Hey, baby Hawker.
The game that we did not dive into enough detail about, I believe, from the Professional American Football League Week 8 Sunday that just happened yesterday. This Seahawks team is awesome. This Seahawks team has a different vibe about them than they've had over the last couple of years, and we can all point our finger at one particular person for the reason why, but I guess that would be unfair if you listen to everybody from Seattle talk about the situation. I feel like Seattle and Russell Wilson ran their course.
Yep.
I feel like it was one of those things where they kept around for another year when everybody wanted to be out of the relationship. We'll hang around for another year. They realized, we hate each other still. We need to both move on. That trade to Denver was a big one. National media went bananas. We went crazy because we thought Aaron Rodgers going back to the Packers for the deal that he signed was going to be the biggest news of the week. Just one day later, no. Russell Wilson traded to the Denver fucking Broncos. This is 2 years in the making, everybody was saying. But we were all alarmed and perturbed about why the Seattle Seahawks, with Pete Carroll being 71 years old or whatever, would want to rebuild at this particular time. They never believed that. They thought they had the people in the building the whole time. They thought what Team 3 was saying was completely out of fucking pocket. They thought whenever the culture of the Seahawks was being bashed and the rebuild was being labeled, they thought everybody was full of shit. This team is awesome. This team seems to love each other genuinely. 3 guys up there for the fucking press conference: Ty Lockett, Geno Smith, DK Metcalf. And Tyler Lockett said something about his coach said in high school that it's amazing the things that can be accomplished when nobody wants the credit for it or whatever. That's a pretty cliche statement around sports about being selfless in team sports, and I think teams are very important for kids to be a part of, so you can learn that type of shit, like, hey, do your role, do your job. If the team wins, that's all that matters. So I think that's all he was saying. He said he wasn't taking a shot at Russell Wilson, but then you hear what Pete Carroll says about how, like, I'm happy for these guys. I'm happy for these guys this year. They know. And then you hear, like, these subliminal messages coming out, and you see what's going on with the Broncos, and then we hear about all the other shit. We're like, oh, Seattle this is a revenge body.
Yeah.
This is a revenge body Seattle Seahawks football team, and Geno Smith is balling through for 212 2 tuds yesterday. Tyler Lockett has a fumble and a drop. Geno goes over to him, leadership on the sideline. Got you. 4th quarter, touchdown right in the fucking bucket with Tyler Lockett. I love this team. I love Pete Carroll talking about the situation. I like listening to the boys chat about how much they like each other. They beat a good Giants team, and I think we should all be pumped for the revenge body season being a successful one for the Seattle Seahawks, which is a team we're not allowed to say on the air anymore.
That's right. Now, okay, do you really think it's obviously the culture? We talk about culture all the time. That's like, how do you create a great culture? How do you put this together, and how long does it take? Pete Carroll, does your culture instantly get better when one guy leaves the squad? That's what it feels like right now.
It feels like it was addition by subtraction, but they're not saying that outright. And Tyler Lockett,
which is great. They shouldn't. And they're all classy in what they're saying, but yeah, they're not burying Russ at all. But they're saying, like, hey, what we have now is awesome. This is great. A bunch of selfless dudes all going for the same goal and all working in the same direction. Now, is that a shot at Russ? What do you think?
I don't know. And if it is a shot at Russ, that means Russ isn't those things. So there should be a shot maybe taken at Russ. But it's the bunker mentality, right? Everybody talks about it. This team was rebuilding, even by us.
Yeah.
Like, trading away Russell Wilson. What the fuck are they doing? They re-signed DK Metcalf. Why are they wasting money on DK Metcalf? Trade DK Metcalf. You can get all those things. These were the actual conversations, and we apologize for having to have them. We were obviously ignorant to the situation going on in Seattle, and we will probably do that again as we continue to talk about the Professional American Football League, and we apologize for it in advance. But nonetheless, we are here now. That team, Schneider and them, they thought, we're going to be a fucking team. Pete Carroll thought, get this guy and his team out of here, and we'll be able to rally the troops. Everybody will think we stink. Geno Smith sitting behind Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, and fucking Russell Wilson. Hopefully he can take some good from everybody, be a much different quarterback, be accurate as a motherfucker, be a great leader. DK's still going to be DK. We got a defense that flies around. That's what they thought the entire time. I got so much respect for them, and every win that they have, I feel like they get another sense of fulfillment. Like, we were right all along, and I think that's good news. And I wish, I could be a part of something like that sometimes when I watch the fucking Seahawks.
Well, and I think it's like you mentioned Schneider, like it's a massive credit to them for who they drafted too, because they've had rookies that have impacted the team immediately. Like
get rid of Bobby Wagner too. I mean, I just thought about it. Bobby Wagner gone. Did his own deal.
Yeah, the linebacker they drafted during Wagner's last year in the first round, Jordan Brooks, he is top 5 in tackles consistently. And the Russell Wilson stuff, it just doesn't make sense to me that none of the Broncos players have come out, because there's been former players from Seattle like Sherman and Marshawn Lynch, and they've had their kind of conversations. And obviously there's stuff that Pete Carroll and the current team might allude to, but why hasn't anybody from the Broncos come out and been like, hey, everything that's going on in the media about Russ is wrong. He's a great teammate. He does all this.
I mean, then people would say, well, then we have to answer every single rumor that would come out. There's always that type of thing. Let's wait for this trade deadline, though. Let's see if any names go somewhere else, and let's hear what they say about the new team that they're on 2 to 3 weeks from now, as opposed to the Denver team, right? Like, that's something I think we can watch. I think that'll be the only indicator, whenever they're comparing the situations, because they're always asked to talk about the previous place that traded them, always. And everybody always high roads it, and they do it, and I think it's very nice of them, even though they were told, hey, pick up all your shit and get the fuck out of here, even though our contract says that you shouldn't. And, I think there's some players that ask for trades. There's some players that don't. Von Miller was allegedly very surprised that he was traded from the Denver Broncos. Von Miller is still very good at the football, still a game wrecker, has since won a Super Bowl, but even he was surprised that, I got to fucking move to Los Angeles. Okay, I'm not a part of this organization anymore. And he high-road it, the hell out of it, because he's like super good human. But I'll be excited to hear if somebody does get traded about what life was like at the previous team I was at, and then now what it is. And then when will we start hearing stuff, Old buddy quote tweeted the Russell Wilson news about him doing calisthenics for 4 hours of flight. He said, no BS.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing we've seen so far from the Broncos people, and that team can't say anything. They're kind of handcuffed to the whole situation.
They could say something positive. They absolutely could stand up for us. They're, for whatever reason, maybe they're not asking them the right questions, or they're just not doing it.
I don't know. This is us. I mean,
it's wild.
This is us being media types right now, and I don't love it. I don't love it, because in the locker room, they're like, what do you want us to fucking come cut a promo for the guy? We don't know him. Just got here. Yeah. There's some weird shit going on. We've never seen anybody do it. But they can't. You know what I mean? Like, what? I just expecting them to have to answer the public scrutiny. I guess being a good teammate, you would.
Yeah,
want
they
to do
could
that.
being a good teammate if they feel like, if you felt like, hey, this guy's being like misrepresented what he was doing or what he was like, you could say, hey, I have no idea what happened before he got here, but ever since he's got here, he's the ultimate teammate. He's the ultimate pro. He's here first and all that stuff.
And has somebody said that, and we just,
missed it. Yeah, because it's not.
I don't think that would go into the radar.
I was going to say, because that's pretty telling, isn't it? The fact that since he's been there, like, a lot of these guys, I mean, obviously they want him to do well, because if he doesn't, then that kind of directly affects them as well. But, like, couldn't a lot of them be like, well, fuck this guy? He just got here this year. Like, I mean,
there's a lot of situations they could have directly mentioned without burying Russ. Like when he was running around the sideline saying, hey, ball.
Yeah. Run and pass.
Ball, run. Ball. Pass. Ball. Everybody, do it. Somebody could have came out and said, Russ, he was asking me to do the run pass thing, ball thing. And, I haven't done that since high school. He brings a good energy. I guess you're right. There is something, somehow, some way it could have been addressed, and we haven't. But maybe we haven't just been looking for it either. Maybe it has happened, and we should do more research.
Well, and I also just think, it's not everything because football is a very emotional game and everything, but, the body language is telling. Even in London, Judy beats someone and has an opportunity for a deep ball touchdown, and Russ kind of throws it either behind him or up the sideline, and right away Judy's kind of you can just see how visibly frustrated he is. That shit's pretty telling. I feel like if you have a good relationship with, you don't see Stephon, and granted they're winning and he's having a lot of explosive plays, but you don't see Stephon Diggs doing that kind of shit with Josh Allen if he misses.
You used to see it with Kirk, remember?
Yeah, definitely. So it's that. I think that stuff's pretty telling.
So the Broncos right now are 3-5.
Mm-hmm.
They're out of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in that division.
Don't tell Russ that.
We're talking about the locker room right now. I'm thinking about how miserable that building's about to be.
Yeah, some pivotal weeks.
They're out of it.
Well, what do you mean? How to be miserable? Russ is going to be bouncing in every morning, dapping everybody up, telling them, "Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning."
Clear eyes, full hearts. Hey, let's win this week. Let's win this day. They're at.
How much more irritating?
4 weeks from now. 5 weeks from now.
Who's he dapping up? All team 3 in his own office, or
a lot of people talking about that. Has that been confirmed? Or
there was that video of a couple weeks ago at halftime when he was in the tunnel and very selective, about who he was giving fives to, and guys were just walking right around him. Same deal. You typically don't see that type of shit with the starting quarterback.
It's so weird going to a new team, how it's going to be received, especially whenever they see how much you're getting paid. And,
But you have that, though. I think Aikman even referenced it on one of their games earlier this season. You come in with that resume, you instantly get that respect from everybody. They're like, hey, this guy's done it. He won a Super Bowl. Look at his resume, but then after a couple games, that wears off. Now you got to prove to us that you can still do that.
Yeah, that little honeymoon phase is what you're talking about. Where it's
like a celebrity stand up and doing stand up comedy. They'll give them 3 or 4 minutes.
Well, not only that, I think their first couple shows will sell out, and then
yes, they
you better have some good material after that.
Yeah, you got to be worth a fuck, I guess, is what they say.
Did he stay in his home in London too? I couldn't imagine that going over that well with the team.
He has a London home.
Yeah, because he was talking about in one of the promos that got sent to the group.
He said home.
Sierra.
We thought he meant it was a hotel.
Yeah, but Sierra and him got married in Liverpool. He was talking about it, so I assume they might have a house in London.
If he,
could you imagine? Oh boy, long flight. All right, guys, I'm gonna go stay in my 15,000 square foot compound. You guys, enjoy the hotel. The plug-ins are on the other side over here.
He was up for 4 hours because he wanted to be energized for that fucking house he hasn't seen.
Yeah, and he keeps saying home. He wouldn't say that if he was talking about the hotel.
Maybe he's trying to babyface England though, as this is where this is my home.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am involved in the church as well.
Dirty dresses.
Oh, there he is.
Prayer circle is still at 6:30 a.m. in the facility. You know where to meet me at.
Dirty, this is 2 years in a row where
right.
Russell Wilson has been a trendy topic for you to dress, and you happen to look like him and do the full thing. It is a perfect Halloween costume.
New Jersey too, not the Seahawks one taped over.
Genius. Good for you, Dirty.
I appreciate that. Let's ride, baby.
Hey, do you feel better as a person whenever you start dressing up as Russell Wilson? You put that jersey on, all of a sudden you're fucking bright-eyed.
Better dancer.
I did wake up in the gray this morning and woke up in the orange when I got here.
All right.
There it is.
Okay. Jeez. We appreciate you, Dirty.
Baby Dirty.
What does that mean? Dirty?
So he wasn't in the best mood this morning.
Yeah.
They put on a jersey.
Just prayed about it.
A lot of praying out of Russ, which I'm okay with it. Do whatever you got to do. Whatever makes you the best football player, you got to do. But we have to remember, everything he's doing now, we assume he has done in the past. Sure. And they were winning. So we were just
whatever.
Now that they're losing, it's all coming. And I hope Russell recognizes that. I hope somebody in Team 3 says, hey, we're going to have to dial some of this shit down. Not saying the praying. I'm just saying, everything he does now gets scrutinized. Oh, this guy, look at this guy trying to steal all the attention in the middle of the field. Everything he does is getting sliced and diced, as opposed to everything in the past was kind of lifted up as being awesome. I hope somebody in Team 3 is telling Russ that. I just hope that's happening.
Yeah, and you just mentioned, the praying, there's no problem with that. It's just doing it at midfield with all the cameras around? Like, how many players before a game pray? I assume a lot of them. Like, that's a very common thing. How many of them go out before pregame with their headphones on and do, 15 circles midfield while everyone's taking pictures and videos of them? Like, that's really
Yeah, but I think he went into his prayer before those cameras were there. Sure. He was just talking to the Lord one-on-one. When he opened his eyes, he was just as alarmed as all of us. But nonetheless, he's probably been doing this his whole career, and it never gets knocked because they would win games. Now they're losing games. Everything he does is going to get killed.
Yeah.
And they need to win quick, but they're out of it. They're not.
No.
I think they have to play the Chiefs twice still, right?
They're not going to win.
No,
way.
they're not. I mean, shit, they realistically probably shouldn't have won.
They
in
should have
London.
lost yesterday.
Should have lost that game probably.
And that was the most Russ we've seen, really. Like, the most Russ that is the Super Bowl champion when he led that drive late in the game.
Hey, congrats to Russ and the Broncos.
Russ. Oh, yeah.
We should be celebrating that on this Overreaction
Love you,
Monday.
Russ.
Thank you.
Great
That's
win.
right.
Speaking of celebrating Overreaction Monday, let's do that with a little bounce around the tweets. Every Monday morning of the NFL every Monday morning of the Professional American Football League season, I send out a bird call asking people, the fans of all 32 programs, to go ahead and let it eat on the internet. You won't be judged for it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for hashtag PMS. I don't want to overreact, but we're going to win the Super Bowl. With that being said, a lot of shit to figure out. We fucking suck. We're not going to win the Super Bowl.
No.
I was wrong. I was wrong. But at some point, we're going to win a Super Bowl. Ty picks out these beautiful tweets that ended up trending, I believe, number 3 or whatever after a couple of minutes. We appreciate everybody for sending in their tweets. It is incredibly entertaining to hear other people's sorrows or excitement as we wallow in the season that is the Professional American Football League. First one is from Eric Lunan at EC Lunan 1985. This man is 37 years old.
Correct.
Wow.
Hey, happy birthday, Eric. We
Happy
missed a
birthday,
few.
baby Lunan. Eric, Big E.
Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact, but I'm done with people telling me Chris Ballard is a good GM. Okay? The Colts have no weapons on offense. Every year they run a new past his prime quarterback who comes in and stinks. 0 playoff success. He's talked about like a top guy, but his resume says otherwise. Says EC Lunan. Listen, pal, I'm a big fan of Chris Ballard. But I talked about not having enough weapons going into the season ad nauseum. Now, I think his young weapons that he had faith in, like Pittman, like Paris Campbell, like Alec Pierce, who he just drafted, have actually played pretty fucking well for whenever they get opportunities. Jelani Woods, 6'7" tight end, alongside Mo Alley Cox, who's a 6 foot fucking something huge tight end. He's great. Naeem Hines seems to be making plays. Now, have guys not been fully available and readily available all season? No, but adding weapons would have been a smart move, I think, in the offseason. I was very vocal about that. I think the thing about it is just the team's not, entertaining at all. Yeah. So, the team loses at home on Ring of Honor Day, and then the offense is so boring. The best thing that happens is Sam Ellinger hits a spin move in the pocket and throws an incomplete pass.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then we got a punt. It was a great punting day yesterday. Matt Hawk fucking delivered.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Matt.
Tress Way hit some big balls. It was a great punting day, but it's a boring brand of football. It's a losing brand of football, and they're paying a shit ton of money, and everybody in the city knows, who knows what the future looks like. It's a tough sell right now for the Colts, AJ. Tough sell. And that happens when you don't win. It's the same thing. You don't win, it happens.
Yeah, of course. I mean, when you look at, though, at least if you want to criticize Chris Ballard, at least they're trying. They go out, they get Phil Rivers, whether it's the right move or not. They're not just saying, hey, we're just going to pay some slappy and hopefully it works out. They're going to pay guys and guys that have proven to do it in the past.
Yeah. That's the fucking
allegedly, Tom Brady and Matthew Stafford both potentially going to be Colts, and either Colts backed off, chose somebody else over both those people. No, obviously, I know what you guys are thinking to yourself. Those guys won the last 2 Super Bowls. Yep, they did. Yeah, allegedly, they both wanted to be Indianapolis Colts. I think Stafford allegedly was looking at real estate in Indiana because he thought he was going to be. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Brady wanted to play here because of the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So.
And there was one common denominator with those quarterbacks that they chose over those other guys, and that is their affiliation with Frank Reich.
In the offense and understanding the offense. Then we get another guy who's, Navy SEAL, astronaut.
Yeah.
He's not affiliated with the offense, and allegedly that's a massive problem for the first 7 weeks because they're not speaking the same language. Nobody's speaking the same language. So because he didn't know the offense, and then you got to go back to like, okay, well, is it the offense's fault then? Can we not just adjust the offense to make it attainable for the quarterback that you paid $24 or $40 million to play quarterback? And then all questions just start going in a circle. You know, who is the offensive line? What the fuck happened? They paid them. Is it their fault? Chris Ballard, what the hell happened to the team? The team can't win. Well, he had Andrew Luck retire 9 days ago, but he also had a lot of other opportunities that he didn't take advantage of. And Frank Reich, your offense is so boring. It's boring. It is absolutely boring, and it's not that successful. You guys are losing, you're tying. I mean, it doesn't seem like we're going to be in it in the AFC South at all for this year. Who knows about next year? And then it just starts going in a circle. Like it's no fun at all. What's the future look like? Who the fuck knows? They introduced a bunch of people yesterday on the defense side of the ball. I know a lot of them. You know, knew some of them. They know a lot of them. Hoping they were going to make plays. Shaq Leonard's on the sideline. He's defensive MVP candidate a year ago. Now he's not even starting for the team because he got injured. It's a mess. It is a mess at the Indianapolis. And I understand what Lunen's saying, even though I appreciate and like Ballard as a person. I think he has built a pretty good team. They just fucking can't win for whatever reason.
Yeah, and like it's admirable, you know, what AJ said. Like he is trying, but ultimately, like this is the PAFL. This is the men's league. Like who gives a shit if you're trying? You got to win. And if you don't win, like,
Hell yeah.
I mean, is there a good chance that next, like we're kind of, I don't know about a full rebuild because they have a bunch of Pro Bowlers and stuff like that, but this trajectory, like, isn't it safe to assume that Ballard's going to be gone? Reich's going to be gone. They're going to have a new GM and head coach, and if you get a high draft pick, like, I don't think we're going to be seeing Sam Ellinger playing quarterback next year. Maybe he is, but like it kind of looks like
hook him, dude.
You're going to have to hit the reset button here.
Oh.
Add to the list of QBs.
Trade for Russ.
You can't run it back with who you have.
Pay him $250 million.
Yeah, doesn't matter who you draft. You just got to get quarterback right.
Yeah, you have to get someone else.
Lamar Jackson's coming to the Colts.
There you go. Give him $500 million.
The Goff's not available. We don't want
He will
Goff.
be.
No, we don't want Goff.
Actually, Goff does fall in line. He checks every box that the Colts look for every year. Quarterback that is overpaid and is not good at football. He's got Indianapolis. Went to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Sign him up. Start printing those 16 jerseys. Goff.
JG16. Yep. Let's go to another overreaction. That one wasn't that much fun. Taylor Heineke and the boys had a great game. Hey, congrats to
man.
Man.
You go, Heineken.
I saw a lot of. Let's just go backwards before we go forward here to Grace, just to put a kind of a bow on this. Every Washington fan I saw, which there was a pretty good amount in Lucas Oil, they were not calling that team the Commanders. Just want to let everybody know that.
Really?
Okay.
Just want all the merch that I saw.
That's messed up.
Was from 1995. All the fans that are living in, like in the Indiana area, that are big time Commanders fans.
Sure, not Commanders fans.
They were not. There was zero Commanders merch. I don't know how the Commanders merch is doing, but I do know that the old logo was very prevalent around the stadium.
Sure, might want to have a sale.
Hats, shirts. I think I saw a towel or two.
Yep.
Jerseys.
Gus Frerotte jerseys.
Yeah.
It was not Commanders jerseys.
Yikes.
It wasn't Washington football team jerseys either. Just so clarify that.
Potato skins.
Miss you, football team.
Football team was a good name.
Yeah.
Great name.
I think WFT is probably around town. A little bit more than what I saw. I'm telling you, yesterday, this shirt this lady had on, from her jaw to her mid thigh. Logo of not the Commanders, not the Washington football team.
No.
Just massive.
Walking
Yeah.
right down the aisle.
Doesn't care.
All by herself. Sat in the middle of
Sea of blue.
Sea of blue, yeah. All by herself. And then you look to your right, there's like a crew of 3 or 4 dudes that traveled in very intoxicated. Those are not Commanders jerseys they're wearing.
Can't have it.
I don't know how they're going to change. Honestly,
No, yeah.
I don't know how that's ever.
No shot.
Going to deal with this for a long time.
Forever?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Good luck.
They beat the Colts yesterday.
Yeah.
They did.
Yes, they
Packers
did.
last week.
Team and known it. Oh,
Yeah.
Commanders are wagging.
Yeah.
Beat Packers last week.
500.
Left hand up.
Yeah. Who
are we?
The
Commanders.
They're running through the stage right now. You're fucking lucky you don't have to play them.
Yeah, thank God.
Taylor Heineke's a damn problem. He's got a new pair of J's every single week.
Why?
Let's go to another overreaction from around the internet. Here's from Grace Ball at graceball.net. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact, but I think the Jets might need to get a new quarterback.
Yeah.
We were talking about this just yesterday, or this morning. some of the picks that they were showing that he threw just yesterday were egregious.
Terrible.
They were egregious interceptions. Now, you can talk about the Jets being promised, and they lose Breece Hall and that offensive lineman named
Vera Tucker.
Elijah.
Who's a guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a guy. So is Breece Hall. Breece Hall was going to be all pro as a fucking rookie running back in the NFL after what he did at Iowa State. So that is going to be tough to bounce back from when you lose that much explosion from your offense. But it does appear as if Zach is not going to be, the future of the Jets program, A.J. Hawk, after watching the game.
Well, I mean, he's weird because he has so much like physical talent, physical skill, but then some of these like decision making is just questionable.
That one.
Fade away.
Threw a couple.
shot.
The other
There's
one
a couple
is just
like
as
that
bad.
though.
Bro, that's fourth quarter. That's fourth quarter right there. That's big time. And
He's not gonna get away with that very often.
Yeah, he was in the pocket, right? The other one, he's in the pocket, and he fuck it, just throws it. And it's like, these are the conversations that have to be had about quarterbacks, because there's a lot of people who get to the NFL who have talent in all positions, not just quarterback. It's what's going on in between your ears that separates everybody, that makes you the great. And that quarterback, they're looking for if you're a mental giant or if you need to get the fuck out of the league. That is what happened, it feels like, for a lot of these guys that come into the NFL and don't pan out. A lot of guys can make all the throws. A lot of guys in practice seem to be going great. But for whatever reason, when they get on the field on Sunday, on Monday, on Thursday, in any of the continents that they currently play football, there's a decision that's made in the middle of the game. It's just like, why are you our fucking quarterback? And that seems to be a convo that's happening about Zach Wilson that we thought might change this season because of what Zach Wilson was up to.
Oh, yeah.
Right before he got into the
Goddamn right.
training camp. That's what everybody thought this was going to be. Came out, they were doing real good. They were winning. Breece Hall was hitting things. Here we go. We got a squad. Joey Flacco was taking the lead a little bit. Zach Wilson comes back. We get even better. Now it seems like it's the same old Zach Wilson. And without Breece Hall covering up some warts, I think it's going to be a long year for the New York Jets yet again.
Do you think that's something that he can get out of, or is it like the thing with Carson Wentz where it's like, that it is who he is. Like, he's going to make bonehead decisions because he thinks he can make every throw. He's going to throw interceptions. And will they even give him enough time to kind of learn, hey, you can't be doing this shit. You got to protect the football. It's as simple as that.
Mask face, what do you think?
I think there's still time. I'm not ready to write Zach Wilson off. I feel like that's one thing you can help you get better at. Your decision making. And when you take a shot, when you don't take a shot, and what he just sometimes looks like he's just throwing that thing away when he has a little bit of pressure. He's outside the pocket. I think you can change that. You can help.
Part of his issue too is when you watch him, he's actually sneaky good at scrambling, as far as avoiding pressure, and the knack puts him in. It's almost better as if he did get sacked instead of extending the play, because he makes terrible decisions when he does.
He's young, he's talented. We're not watching close enough to the Jets. We apologize to give you a full, accurate breakdown, but a couple of those picks, Week 8 NFL season, after Breece Hall gets hurt and offensive linemen get hurt, that just seems like a decision that you would hope he wouldn't make at this point, but he'll continue to grow, is what Maskface has to say. Let's go to another.
I think at least from what I've seen, though, Jets fans aren't hey, give him time. The overwhelming, it's a lot of this stuff. This guy sucks. He's not the answer. Get him the fuck out of here.
He's handsome, though, isn't he?
He is.
He's got that charm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that charm.
He does. Maybe too much charm.
Maybe.
For his own good.
He needs to start making better decisions.
Parents love that charm. Older people love that charm.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, chivalry is not dead, says Zach Wilson.
Hold those doors open.
Hell yeah. Walk him across the street.
Yep.
What?
Hell yeah.
Put your coat down on a puddle.
That's right.
Lay
He'll
him.
actually lay down on the puddle.
He will.
Yeah.
Use me, he says.
Yeah, he is laying in.
And they do.
He's laying in a lot of puddles.
Hell yeah.
We don't, we assume. I'm not too deep. We start going.
Yeah, right.
The puddles?
That's what he's doing.
Well.
Oh, no.
Anyways, this was all supposed to start as a conversation about the Seahawks. We would like to circle back because we went immediately to Russell Wilson whenever we talked. Love what you guys are doing.
Yeah, they're
Keep going, Seattle.
Good job, Seattle.
Love what
Good
the
job,
Seahawks are
guys.
doing. Thanks
Good
for tying
job.
it all together. Let's go to another overreaction here, shall we? Clint Novak at CMU Pens fan. Hey, let's go, Pens.
Hey,
we
go,
win.
Clint.
Hey, Brett, we winning the Stanley Cup still or what? Pens are still a good team, Brett?
It's not good right now, Pat.
Oh no.
What do you mean it's not good?
They just lost 4 in a row.
4 in a row?
Western Canada, I've never been there. I don't know much about it, but I hear it's tough out there.
They got the #1 team coming to town tomorrow night, too.
Who?
The Boston Bruins.
You guys suck.
#1 team in the NHL right now.
Is that real?
That is real. We are the best team
Come
in the
on.
NHL at the
You know
moment.
who's number 2?
Oh.
Fucking Vegas Golden Knights.
No
baby.
way.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
When did this happen? This is real.
It's been happening all year.
You know what happened?
Passes
Stoner
gonna
got the fucking cement out of his skates, which is what I was saying all last year. And Jackie Aces, he had to he playing on a broken neck last year. Whoever dipshit was coaching the team last year, we get him out of there. We get Bruce Cassidy from Boston. Golden Knights are back.
Yep. Pass is about to break the goals record in the NHL this year. I mean, he's playing unbelievable. He gets his best friend, David Krejci, back. Boom! Right there. 8-1.
You guys got Butch Cassidy as your...
Is that the whole league, or is that just the East?
That's the entire league.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Bruins are unbelievable. We beat the Red Wings 5-1 last week.
Well, the Red Wings fucking stink. So that's not
Amen,
really,
brother.
Look, they're 13th. They're terrible.
Oh, where are the Penguins at?
Oh,
Still
no.
don't see them.
No.
Still don't see them.
They're below
Still don't see
Chicago.
them.
Oh, my God. 22 out of 30.
Wait, is the whole league over 500?
Jesus. Where are we at? 22.
So far at the bottom.
Yikes.
Yeah, check out the goal differential, you mutt.
Oh, no. Penguins dead. Steelers dead. You guys are the new Detroit.
No, Detroit would have to be good at something for another city to be the new Detroit.
Yeah, you guys are still
stink at
Detroit.
everything.
We're good at fucking hockey. Did you see that?
No, you're
not.
not. You're still over.
All right.
But speaking of Tony, though, look at that goal differential for the Bruins in Vegas.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, you're blowing teams out, not just winning. My God, plus 18. Are you shitting me?
Yeah, you know how hard it is playing a Garden 6-0-0 at fucking home.
You do not want to come to Boston because, contrary to what Ty has said, it is in fact the toughest barn in the league.
No. It's Vegas still.
Well, you guys are 5-1-0.
Yeah, you've lost at home. The Bruins have not, and they will not.
No, I think Stoner had like a stomach bug that night when they lost. So, you know.
Oh, he had a little Vegas flu?
Yeah, a little bit.
Was he celebrating being back?
I think so, yeah. Cement out of his skates. I think he drank like 5,000 beers at Aria the night before.
And then Jackie Aces couldn't show up for him?
Jackie Aces scored like 3 goals, but, you know, hey, hat trick isn't going to work if your fucking goalie's taking the night off, too. Yeah, backup goalie, you know, what are you gonna, you're going to lose one every once in a while.
Anyways, the Pens are going to win.
No, it doesn't sound. I mean,
Pens
Brad
are gonna
Marchand, he was projected to be out till December, hip surgery. Guy played last week, had 2 goals and assists. He's already back.
The guy that licks faces?
Yeah, the guy that licks faces, bites people, who doesn't give a shit about anybody except people who have a B on their chest. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Well, he shouldn't have a C on his chest for the way he acts, or an A. You hear me?
No. He's got the A, and people love him. Some people say we should have 2 C's, one for him, one for Bergeron, but they don't do that in hockey because they don't. Not everyone has a Brad Marchand.
That's right.
And you know, like you said, Seahawks, unbelievable.
Seahawks are really good.
Hats off to Seattle.
Seahawks are really good.
Into the Kraken.
The Kraken seem to be doing well
Yeah.
as well. Let's go back to the CMU Pens fan overreaction. Mask face looking on. Clint Novak, hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact.
But
Mike Tomlin will not have a winning season again with the Steelers.
Whoa.
So is that never have a winning season again or not have, will not? You get it. He's saying the Indians are losing forever. AJ, you think that's the case? I think Tomlin's too good of a coach. Now, I think I was bamboozled yesterday hearing that TJ Watt was maybe going to play. Right. I think that changes their team entirely if he's back. It seems like he's close to being back, so maybe the Steelers won't look as bad as they have looked against the Eagles and Buffalo more specifically. You think they're dead over there? What do you think Tomlin's going to do?
I mean, this year, I don't know exactly how everything's going to turn out this year, but this is what you would expect, a team transitioning from Big Ben. How many years has Big Ben
7,
there?
by the way.
18.
Yep.
18 years. You got to replace a franchise Hall of Fame quarterback. Yeah, this is usually how it goes.
How about Ben bopping around town?
Oh, my God.
Saying,
Should be.
what do you say?
Exactly.
What do you say?
That's right.
How's the show going?
A lot of apologies fucking coming Ben's way, okay?
About how he held that whole place together?
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Is that what you're saying right now?
No, I mean, they're going to win the Super Bowl next year when they draft Skoronski and fucking... That's just how it's going to go.
Already on to the draft after week 8.
Just Pittsburgh
What should I do?
This is Pittsburgh
You
football.
should be, too.
Yeah, we're 4-4. We're going
Yeah,
to
but
the
your
fucking
team
promised land,
fucking is a pig wearing a fucking wool sweater.
That's right.
What's that mean?
Trash.
What's that? What's that mean? Pig
Well
wearing
said.
wool? It's not trash. It's cool.
Well,
Plus-
it's certainly a cool pig, but I think what everybody's saying is just putting a little makeup on pig.
Yeah, but we got a layup next week, and then we got the bye week.
Who's that?
Who's next week?
Indianapolis Colts.
Come on. That's who we're playing this week?
Yep, you're coming on up to Gillette.
Oh, no. We're going to Gillette?
Yeah, and
Jesus Christ.
If anything, sir, if you look at history, Bill Belichick against a guy like Ellinger, who's played one career game.
Hey, it already happened once.
Basically
he
a
went
rookie.
in there.
That's right. Justin Fields went in there and said,
Oh, yeah.
hey, they scored a lot of points against that Cowboys team. I think the
Lot of
Bears
points.
should be very happy about their team.
A new offense.
Michael Parsons is so fucking good.
He was running. So I was
He was playing every other play, by the way.
I was listening to the commentator. I guess there was a play, and I didn't have it on. I wasn't able to catch every single play of it, so I apologize. There was a play where Michael Parsons cracked 21 miles an hour or something, walked somebody, tackled him at the 1 yard line. Then there was a fumble the next play going out the other way. Definitely saved touchdown, tracked him. Then there's another play where he tracks guy, punches ball, gets ball, picks up. Justin Fields jumps over top of him, goes and scores a touchdown, dead tired. He's a fucking problem. Yeah. Michael Parsons is a problem, a game wrecker. He's one of one, too, I think, AJ. This guy's different.
Oh, yeah. Look if you just watch the way he moves, that's what I think also makes him so tough to block when he's on the edge or he's puts in the middle. Like, he moves like just in a unique way. How he moves, he's obviously super duper athletic, and he looks like, hey, just out here playing backyard football with my buds. Like, that's kind of how he plays.
And he has an engine. It is just, he tracks everything down. And the player, look at him. He's fucking 20 yards down the field right now.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, he would always go to the ball. Good things happen. Ain't that right, AJ?
Oh, yeah, good things happen if you run to the ball, man. That's how it always works.
Shout out Justin Fields for thinking he was still in college there.
Well,
I mean, all those guys.
Incredibly athletic.
Change that dumb rule, by the way, too, in college.
What's that? You should have to touch somebody when they're down.
Down by contact, yeah.
Have
you
to.
gotta be down by contact.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? Is this middle school? What are we doing?
What are we doing? Oh, we can't. So the person accidentally trips. They're not allowed to get up and continue to run. What type of message are we sending? That you can't stumble? Even if you're not, you can't stumble and get back up. Is that the message that we're sending to these student human athletes?
Terrible message. What a terrible message to be sending to these young people.
Especially, why don't you say something right here to the College Rules Committee?
I already did.
No, just lay out your case, though.
Come on. No, I don't need to lay out my case. I've told you from day one. It's a stupid rule. Down by contact in college, absolutely should be like the NFL.
Way to go, AJ.
Hey, you got anything to say to Schefter before he heads out?
I just wanted to hear you maybe give a motivational speech in that mask. You know? I was just excited to see what your brain was going to come up with. Anything coming out of that face right now is gold. Let's do one more overreaction. I don't know about Tomlin, but I do know it's a different time. He's already looking forward to the draft. Here's Matt at mputes44. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact. But the Raiders need to look for another quarterback in the 2023 draft. Derek Carr is a clown, getting worse by the year. They just got fucking cooked 24-zip. They scored 0 points in New Orleans against the Saints defense that had given up points in the past, but we think is very talented. I don't know about Derek Carr. I don't know about the entire Raiders offense, but I do know that there has to be a moment where Devontae Adams is maybe has headphones on, all by himself going, God damn it. I wish the Raiders would have signed Aaron, and I wish we both would have been able to move closer to my family so I didn't have to leave Green Bay, even though they offered more money than the Raiders offered. There has to be that conversation, you think, or no, AJ?
It has to be such a different world for him right now. And he knows Green Bay's not doing great right now either, but I don't know. It's never fun. It sucks to lose. It's terrible, especially when people kind of expect you to win. I feel like, at least myself, I don't know how other people looked at it. I thought the Raiders would be much better at this point in the season.
Well, I think the owner did too. He invested a lot of money and time, and they really went out and tried to build this team. And Josh McDaniels is going to have to build his culture, and it's going to take some time. And maybe we're expecting too much out of a first-year program out there in the middle of the desert, especially with how the last organization out there ended, So, there's probably some time to kind of build things up. But that was not the expectation going into the season at all, which sucks for them as they try to build their thing. But Aaron and Devontae were the Packers.
Yeah.
Is what we're learning.
Yep, pretty much.
I think it's what we're learning.
Yep.
And Aaron signs back, takes a lot of money. Devontae chooses to leave, makes a lot of money. Allegedly, and it's been confirmed, I guess, the Packers made an offer that gave him more money. But two programs in a bad spot where you would think if either of those decisions were different, probably Packers still in a good spot. Is it crazy that Devontae was worth a lot more than he probably asked for if you watch how that Packers offense is without him? And Ty, do you miss him every single Sunday?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think, you try to rationalize it before the season started. It's like, yeah, he's unbelievable, but he's one guy. Like, this is the PAFL. Like, there's 11 guys on both sides of the ball. But it is I mean, no one fears the Packers receivers. No one. You can just play man, and it's like these guys aren't getting open. Like Devontae, no matter what, the entire defense is shifting to his side of the field. He's getting doubled, so he's opening up opportunities for these other guys, which maybe is why the Packers felt better about them going into this year, because he commanded so much attention on the defense that you have these other guys. It's like, well, these guys are actually nice players, you know, but you take him out of the equation, and it's like this guy has to beat someone one-on-one, and he just like – and then on his side of things, it's like he had 1 catch for 3 yards yesterday. Like, you think he fucking signed up for that? Like, yeah, he's making a lot of money, but goddamn, you know, I mean, shit, if he plays in that game last night.
Hey, we should ask Aaron tomorrow, you know, about any obvious differences with defenses without Devontae.
Yeah.
Now, any answer he gives, people are going to attack him for. Any answer that he gives tomorrow to anything, people are going to attack him for, because I assume this isn't his best season that he's ever had, so people are going to attack him. But there's a lot going on with that Packers team, and I automatically just always think, like, if Devontae, this team isn't that different. I mean, are they that? Aaron Jones still there, A.J. Dillon's still there, Bob Tunnion's still there, Mercedes Lewis still there, Aaron's still there. If Devontae's there, isn't it Alan Lazard, who's injured, he's there. If Devontae's there, it's basically the same unit that we've kind of seen. So is Devontae that massive of a –
realistically,
it feels like it. He is.
Devontae and MVS and then maybe like 1 or 2 guys on defense are the only people they lost. It is basically I mean, they really did run it back from it's basically the exact same team as last year.
And there's obvious differences from last year to this
Night
year.
and day.
Might even be better with Devontae, because Dobbs, you add him to that offense from last year. They're even –
So there was a ball early that was thrown up to Dobbs, and I don't think
flea flicker.
Yeah, it was flea flicker. He threw it deep, and Dobbs had 2 guys on him still. There wasn't even a thought that Dobbs was going to go get that. Like,
no.
There wasn't even, like, Dobbs was not going to get that, you know? And that's like one of those.
Have you –
Go ahead.
You know the weird thing going on, too, with their – like, I think Dobbs caught a ball early, and you saw, like, the whole sideline come together and clap for him. I think whoever it was, Tirico doing it was last night, right?
Yeah.
Tirico doing it. Like, there's a, you know, you see them want to really spread the positivity and really pump these young receivers up. It was almost like over the top, sarcastic cheering for a guy catching a ball. I'm like, man, that's not a great. He doesn't. There's no way that those young guys love that.
I didn't see that.
It was like a 6-yard gain, like a little bubble on like first down, and it was like, I don't know if it was like a receivers coach or
Where
something.
Where was I? When was this? What happened?
It was early.
Very early. And it was like a Jesus Christ, like that's what things have gotten to at this point. Like,
well, Christian Watson.
It looked like.
Good.
Sorry, Pat. It looked like when the head coach tells people, "Hey, we better be cheering for our guys. We got to go pick them up. Well, like, do this." That's what it felt like to me. And I was like, "Man, I like that you're trying to be positive and juice them up, but it's got to be organic. Like, anything set up is weird."
Yeah. Okay. So we got to ask about that tomorrow as well. Like, hey, are we trying to get more outward positive reinforcement all over the building, not just on like 6-yard gains on Sundays? Is this happening all over the place because manifestation, or why is it happening? Also, Christian Watson, he's been hurt like 4 times in like 8 weeks already. Now, last night was a concussion. Aaron was caught. You know, Aaron like shook his head and was like, "Oh no!" And a lot of people are like, "Look at Aaron, disappointed that Christian Watson got hurt." He's like, "Yeah, probably because he's like, fuck this guy. Hope he's okay.
Right.
Obviously got a concussion, clearly out, but also like." Could he be a guy? We have no idea, right? And he was this is the first rounder. What is that?
I mean, he was the second pick in the second round. They traded up to get him.
Yeah, so this was a big deal, though. Like, this was the answer for weapons, right? We're getting Christian Watson.
I assume, or at least I thought, like, hey, this is the guy we're getting to replace Devontae, pretty much.
And for one, last night you can't control concussions. He gets hurt again, but it feels like he's been out this entire time. Dobbs has been the guy because I think Dobbs has just been available.
Right.
Every single. It's different, man, and it's a lot of the same people. Devontae's worth a lot more than whatever he's getting paid.
Yeah.
I think we see that every single week. Devontae's worth whatever the fuck he wants to ask for. What are you going to say, Connor?
Well, and Rodgers was definitely, bummed because I think Tirico mentioned it when they met before the game, whether it was Saturday night or whenever the hell they meet. He said, like, yeah, I told the guys, hey, if you're a young guy on this team, Sunday Night Football, primetime, like, you can really change the trajectory of your career.
Introduce yourself to the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Trend, he said. Get trend because you do a big play on Sunday Night Football. You're right. I forgot about that entire lead.
Dobbs did that with that catch.
Yeah.
Hell of a catch. Bounce back, made a big-time play.
Torre
late.
They were talking about how, like, that route was kind of almost like his option reading the defense. Now, granted, who knows if it was, but it was a great route and a massive
Test that
score.
tomorrow.
Let me tell you something. One guy can make a difference. I remember Mark Chimera, my guy. He missed a couple games. I was really struggling out there. I couldn't find anyone. He was my safety blanket. I look right down the middle of the field. There's Chimera. Fire that pigskin right to Mark.
Do you have gloves on, Brett?
Yeah, he's my Copperfits, 1999.
Of course.
Copperfit.com.
Those look nice.
My hands have never felt better.
Brett, did you answer and join that conversation strictly so you could show off those Copperfit gloves? Feels like that's potentially what happened.
It was mostly a shout out my buddy Mark Chimera, but now that you mention it, this is a good plug for some Copperfit.
You got those briefcases back there still, Brett?
Yeah, that's why I had to get the gloves, because my hands were starting to get arthritis from carrying around these big briefcases I got from the governor.
Yeah.
Down there in Mississippi. I know you just went down there, Pat. How are things?
Well, I don't think Brett should have been stealing from that state at all. I don't think. That place was awesome. And to pivot away, there was a couple Brett signs.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Down there. Yeah. Every time I went to go think about entering it into the conversation, the conversation would change. There was 3 times where Brett almost made an appearance on game day the other day.
Yeah.
And then the conversation got directed somewhere else. I was like, I can't force it now. I'll get it next time.
Mm-hmm.
And then next time will come, and then boom, we're bouncing. I'm like, can't force it. Not my show. Can't force it in there at this time. There was a time we were talking about the college football playoff, and I almost said, Brett Favre robbed us of this. I'm like, I almost dropped it in there.
Well, thank you for not.
Easy. You're doing a great job today. You're doing a great job with it. Obviously, Brett. That was awesome down there, AJ. Jackson State.
It looked fun. Looked like fun, man.
It was supposed to rain. It was supposed to, it was supposed to be pretty bad. People showed up early. They were pulling in there early. Cars were parked everywhere. Dahn, after they won 35-0 over Southern, which is a big rivalry game for them and a massive win, Dahn cut a promo about, he's happy for his team, about how everybody showed up for game day. They did. It was a blast. That boombox battle of the bands that I went to on Friday night, it was in a movie. It was awesome. I mean, they were booing the fucking bands. You hear me? So it was supposed to start at 7. It was at Jackson State. They were hosting it, obviously. And they were at a baseball field, like an amateur minor league baseball field is what it felt like. I don't know who actually plays there, but that was kind of the build of it. Stands were filled. I mean, you're talking Jackson State fans over there had flags on their side, very deep over there. And then the Southern crowd was on, and it was a baseball field, so like the away teams dug out and like the home teams dug out. That's kind of how it was. And there was fans in there. And we had showed up. It was supposed to start at like 7. Let's say we got there like 6:54 or something like that. Already filled up, already lit. DJ playing music. Ooh. I mean, we're talking good energy. DJ, good dude. Got a chance to chat with him. Came over, said, what's up? Good person. So we get in there. We show up. We're driving in. Walk in through where the bands are going to walk in. And there's this line of Corvettes in the outfield, Corvette Club from Jackson. There's like 9 Corvettes in there. The way it's lit up, the way the whole thing. They have chairs sitting on one part of the infield for where Jackson State's band will sit. Southern sitting on the other side. They're facing home plate. So everything's kind of faced. And there's a table at the end. I guess that's where the judges are and where the DJ was at. We walked in there. It was just a buzz. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life. Like, this is something that I'm going to remember. Then the Jackson State band came in first. I was intrigued by that. Home band coming in first. Mm-hmm. So they come in, they have a full entrance, right? Full thing. And the crowd, there's give and takes in the middle of the song. Like a yell in the middle of, while they're walking all the way from the left field all the way to the infield in one like unison of chants and yelling. And then there's like a couple bangers played. The drum majors are doing their thing. The majorettes in the front are fucking doing their thing. The crowd is dancing alongside of them. Then they sit down. Okay, then they all sit down in their seats. And it was like, oh, fuck, okay. That was like probably 7 to 8 minutes, the entrance. Probably 7 to 8 minutes. And it was the entire time, like, fucking, here we go. Then there's like a 15-minute, nothing happening, okay? Nothing happening. So I start asking around. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, oh, Southern's probably, this is probably a statement from Southern's band. Like, I'm like, what, excuse me? And I was like, why did Jackson State come out early? Or why come out first? They're like, Southern probably said we won't go in first. And I'm like, really? Damn. So I'm like in a mood. I'm like, this is WWE right now. Like we were in the middle of a real standoff here. So then when Southern comes in, All right, their crowd starts popping. Jackson State fans start booing. I'm like, these motherfuckers are booing a band. When was it? Have you ever heard that? I don't think I've ever been a part of something. We're talking boo, like loud boos as they're coming in. Boom, boom, boom. They're walking. They start doing. Then they start chanting like, Southern has the best band in the land. Boom, boom, boom. While they're walking there, boos are coming in. Boos are starting. The Southern bands are starting to go. Their fans are starting to go crazy. Then they sit down. All right, now I'm like, all right, here we go.
Now we go.
The tension starts, it's palpable almost between both sides. So Jackson State starts. Their band starts. And they're playing something. I think it was like a hard song to play. Not what I would have done if I was the Sonic Boom of the South.
Sure.
But I guess this is probably how these Battle of the Bands goes. Like, they want to showcase how good they are maybe at music. And they played a song that was, very bandy. Okay. Not a banger, though. Not a banger. But the fans had a couple give and takes, so I thought, it's just kind of loosening up. Then Southern answered. Southern picked it up a little bit. Southern picked up the vibe a little bit. And at the end, everybody in the front of the Southern band went over to the Jackson State band with their instruments and everything, danced on their fucking faces.
Oh, no.
Dance on their faces, okay? Dance on their faces. Then they get back. Now it's fucking Jackson State's time. They start playing something slow again. Southern fans booing in the middle of it. I'm like, this is sport right now. Then Jackson State starts picking it up. They start going. Then Southern answers with a big one. Then a cymbal team, a fucking cymbal team. Okay, the fucking cymbal, like 7 cymbalers come walking over to where, like, in the middle of the two sides. They turn around. They do this number. Jackson State's cymbal team comes out.
Right.
They're fucking standing in front of each other. Boom, boom, boom. This whole drum line fucking comes out. Drum line answers them. It was electrifying. The fans were with them every single step of the way. It was a fucking movie.
Yeah.
It was a fucking movie. I was lucky to be there, appreciative of be there. And the amount of people that were like, recording and filming. There was band blogs there.
Really?
Band bloggers were there.
It's like Drumline.
Huge deal. Yeah, it was lucky to be there. Nonetheless, thank you, Jackson, for the hospitality. I had a blast down there. I'll remember it forever. And congrats to Jackson State on getting a big win.
Hell yeah.
There we go, Jackson State.
Thank you, Southern. All right, you picked Cincinnati football team?
Yeah, what is it? +3.5? I got it.
No, it's minus 3.5.
We'll still take it.
In Cleveland.
Yeah.
What were the standings of last week? Did we have that between me and AJ? What is going on this weekend? Where the score is? So we'll determine,
Oh, what you pick?
Ooh. Holy hell, I love Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Cincinnati minus 3.5 as well. All right, AJ.
I don't want to pick against them.
What's that, dude?
I don't want to pick against them. I might have to.
All right, so let's make our final picks.
Okay.
All right, you go first. I'll go second.
Yeah, go ahead. Lock it in there. I'm in the lead, so the leader obviously gets a
home
Let me
team.
think here. Yeah, I'll take Cincy still. I got it.
Okay, now you're taking a team that has Joe Burrow and Trey Hendrickson, as clearly shown here on this graphic of the Professional American Football League that we cover every single day. And then on the other side, obviously, Chubb and Myles Garrett are going to get after it. And I think Trey Hendrickson saying he loves sacking quarterbacks.
Yes.
That is sacking.
Sacking. With an A.
Sacking.
Like you sack of wine.
Yes.
Definitely.
Sack of leaves, sack of wine, sacking quarterbacks.
Boom.
It's not a you. But you are right, AJ. Cincinnati minus 3.5.
Goddamn right.
All right, we're both picking the same way.
Go Bengals.
Here we go.
Good picks.
Good luck to both teams.
Locked in.
Happy Halloween to everybody. Hammer,
Dahn.
will be in about 15 minutes. Thank you so much for all the tweets and the overreactions. I will scroll through them as I go to the bathroom after the show, the ones that Ty didn't pick. We appreciate and enjoy them all. Big thanks to the NFL,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, NFL.
You powerful.
What is that? Why would you do that? What is the deal? What is the deal?
Fools.
Nothing makes sense.
Why would you do? I don't understand why you would. Like, it just doesn't,
There's no reason.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
If you want, I could send a couple emails. I could email my buddy John Gruden and get that cleared up for you.
All right, Brett. We don't need you. We don't need you doing anything. I would assume he's certainly in that email.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
1,000%.
For sure he is in there. All right, Tony Soprano, thank you.
Thank you, Pat.
Coach Lou Holtz, thank you.
Thank you.
Last Samurai, fantastic job, eh?
Hey, that AJ Hawk mask is awesome. Can't believe your brain didn't get crushed wearing it.
It's pretty close. It's happening right now. Creep, incredible work today, dude.
Way to go, Creep.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. You're damn right. Same old Lions fan. Appreciate you.
We can get heavy.
Zito, who are you?
Right now, I'm just a cool dude.
That's sweet hair, Z.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I might wear this every day.
Great road, great road.
Until I get my hair surgery.
should.
Brett, Russ, and then if we could get the final couple costumes that we had in the office out here so we can show them their proper love.
Yeah, where's Mitt?
Mitt's coming in. He is dressed up today. Mitt is dressed up today. I believe they're all on a delay. Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce dressed up as a little latte Jordan Schultz. Everybody, Bruce.
Hey, Pat, it's so awesome to finally be here.
All right.
Oh, whoa.
All right.
Good energy.
Yeah,
there's Mitt.
He does.
There's
there
Mitt.
he is.
Mitt is Nija Houston, the skater, skateboarder.
Oh, nice.
Hey, baby.
Best skater in the world still.
White.
Do they have
White, bro.
Do they have a broken foot too? Or?
Yeah, they had a torn ACL. Actually came back. Best skater in the world, right?
Still the best skater in the world, dude.
So what, bro?
Sorry about it.
It's fucking Nija.
Babe.
Good shoes.
Because I have a pair of his shoes.
Me too.
They're skater shoes.
Yeah.
I wear them to walk every once in a while. Good shoes Nija has. He's a good skateboarder. Mitt dressed up as well. Nothing made our day better, though, than seeing Bill dressed up the way Bill is.
Yeah.
And that's because we got a chance to see an old friend of ours. I think today, Creep here was a great costume. The person that sent this in, I appreciate him so much.
Yeah.
The Samurai's great. Coach Lou Holtz, obviously fantastic. Tony's fantastic. But my favorite, just because it makes me think about the good old days when a Canadian was able to be around every day.
Amen.
Bill dresses gun. Appreciate you, Bill.
Good job, Bill.
Just stop right there.
Like, yeah, no. Look
turn
back
around,
towards the door.
Hey, pal.
Yes.
Hey,
That
Thought Gump was in here earlier.
Yep, a couple times.
Gump is not going to be happy to hear that.
He's so pissed.
I don't think, yeah.
Gritting his teeth.
Fuming.
It was great to see you, though, Gump, this morning.
Miss you, Gump. Miss you, Gump.
We miss you, Gump.
Miss you, Gump.
You can see Gump in 15 minutes at youtube.com/Hammer.
Dahn.
We're back tomorrow for Aaron Rodgers Tuesday after a professional American Football League Monday evening football game between the Cincinnati football team and the Cleveland football team. We are both on Cincinnati's football team, -3.5. Can't wait to watch. We'll see you in Zbignana. Goodbye. See you, Creep. Anything to say to the people before we get out of here?
Don't eat any razor blades tonight.
All right.
Lock your doors.
All right.